After spending most of the previous day and night
Music's not
in
running.
some... Is it not?
Not for me.
Nor I.
Uh-oh. It's running on my end. Tell you what, let me... Maybe if I go in and out.
It
Sorry
was
to
working
interrupt.
for me.
Oh, was it? Crap, I guess I'll refresh then too.
Sorry about that.
False start. Ooh, no, loaded nice and quick. I'm in.
I deleted a bunch of stuff from that I'm no longer using because Night Lord Reavers are gone, so it may actually literally run faster. I don't know.
Nice.
Okay. Let's see. Everybody in?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I'm here.
Let me know if the music's playing.
Mm-hmm.
Now I see it. Hear it. Yes.
I don't. What the hell? Whatever, I'll live.
You check
Sure?
the music thing. Do you see the currently playing or just global volume?
No, it's I was in the bathroom here. Let me click it. There it is.
All good?
All good.
Okay. So after spending most of the previous day and night in some long-forgotten ruins in the stump fog, the Uncommon followed the bats home to a wide cavern opening in the water. A closer look with Bartholomew's Tressum familiar Mistiana revealed that there was a second opening in the roof of the cavern, which the party chose to use stealthily to enter. A splash in the water below was just enough to cause an orc to come to investigate, but a quick silence spell kept him from alerting the others who were all asleep. God, my spelling on this was awful, wasn't it? Not wanting to awaken any of the other orcs with light, the Uncommon dispatched them quickly and silently in the dark. You had to swim across the deep water to reach the other side of the cave, where Bartholomew was attacked by a giant constrictor snake in the water. The snake, however, had bitten off more than it could chew, and Bartholomew polymorphed himself into a giant shark and tore the snake apart beneath the water's surface, much to the horror of the rest of the party, who saw a great deal of blood in the water. You continued dispatching the orcs that you found sleeping, and eventually found Malmug the Bloody, but were unable to sneak up on him as he slept. Later revealed to be a werebat, Malmug went on the attack with a poisoned blade. The Uncommon fell back out of his darkness spell and tried to draw him closer to the water, where Todrin, Mortimer, and Esvale fought against him, heavily wounding him and then forcing him out of his hybrid form with the Moonbeam spell. Bartholomew in his shark form chomped down on two more of the giant bats before returning to his form and delivering the final blow to the target with a devastating fireball that rattled the cavern, burning Malmug the Bloody to a crisp and ensuring that the Night Lord's Reavers were no more. And so, you find yourselves beaten, well, some of you beaten and bloodied here in the cavern. The glow of Azure Edge and Weaver is all the light you have at this point. Your dancing lights, I think, have passed on by now.
I'll definitely
But
recast those.
okay,
We're in the dark.
so it is early in the morning, and you've just done all of this. You're looking at about 9 o'clock in the morning. What do you guys want to do?
Well, mission accomplished there. I'm gonna grab a little bit more of the ashes from Malmug. That's all that's left on the ground. And
There's a body that's intact. Well, mostly intact. I think Bart took the head off, right?
I would have, yes.
Yeah. So you
We
guys
needed the
have
head.
the head of Malmug the Bloody.
okay, but there are ashes, right?
Yeah,
Because
totally.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, okay. So I'll take some of that and I'll hold up a paper bird and say, so we were given the idea to interact with. Oh God, what was the guy's name? Where are notes in this freaking app?
Should be the sixth tab from the left. Journal entries.
Were you trying to remember?
The guy, there we go, Todman's notes, thank you. The captain of an orc horde that we might actually be able to interact with? Talk?
Doricor.
Doricor?
Bonebreaker Doricor. She's the one that you were told about
Bonebreaker.
before.
Right, that's, yep, okay.
Yeah, you guys recently, well, I say recently, I think it's been a couple of months, but learned the full name after a while. You originally just had the moniker Bonebreaker,
Right.
and you later learned she's a female orc chief named Doricor.
Right. I feel like if we're gonna persuade her to call off her horde and leave, sending her some of these ashes might be a good start.
Hmm.
What do you think? Howdy, you don't want to turn you into this. It's Malmoog. He's not having a great day. Please leave.
Would we know enough about orc culture to assume that we could potentially scare her away?
It's roll a. I'm gonna call it either a nature or a history check. Nature's probably pushing it, but we'll see.
I have history. A lot of history.
Yeah. Orcs
More
don't
than twice as
typically
much history.
orcs don't typically scare easily. First off, there's no guarantee that she can even read common or has anyone.
I think the guy's head will go a long way.
This, typically speaking, most of the orcs in tribes that you find, they speak Orcish, and they speak. You guys have run across more than a few that speak common, but written common is not something most of them are familiar with.
Hmm.
And the written Orcish language is rather simple.
Right. That's a fair point, Bert. Is there any way we can make use of the ashes in the letter to her in Orcish that is not a threatening thing? I don't know.
Hmm. To what end? I mean, I feel like sending her ashes of I don't know if acquaintance is a good word there, but
Colleague.
I mean, the orc hordes have never been united. There's always been a lot of
Rival.
rivalry, thank you. And I feel like doing this is just showing her there's there's more room or there's a vacuum of power for her.
Ah, nice. Yeah, that's a good point.
So for the record, I'm just going to point out you guys are currently here. She's currently here, which is, as far as between the different orc hordes, they've probably never met. It's a long way. You start telling her about Malmoog the Bloody, and there's a fairly good chance she's gonna be like, "Who?"
Hmm. All right, it was just an idea. We
Not a
maybe.
bad one.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Maybe.
When dealing with humans, that'd be a good move.
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
I suppose the information that we have on her will help us when we go to her horde.
Hmm.
But I wanted to propose a action for us as a team. These new taxes that the council has levied on suffering people is
Yes.
really, really bothering me. So, I propose we send a note to Silverhand. She seems to be level headed and someone we can approach, and let her know that we would like to speak with the masked lords if we can. And that way, if she can put that together, by the time we get back to Waterdeep, it would save us time waiting. And we can lead with the fact that we took out, or we have information on one of the captains of an entire orc horde, and then when we get there, we levy our support in removing the rest of them against the lifting of these new taxes.
Hmm.
And see how it goes. If they try to bluff us out and not do the right thing here, there are other ways we can help until they change their mind.
Hmm. I'm not sure. I mean, they're the masked lords. We're not gonna know who they are,
Right.
obviously.
I'd be very careful not to phrase it as a threat. This is a promise to help if they help us and the people of Waterdeep.
Fair. I feel like there's gotta be some sort of reason for why they made that decision in the first place.
Greed is all I can come up with. I mean, I don't remember if you were with me. I think we split up at the time, but when we were chasing the Black Viper in the palace right before the orcs tried to assassinate Silverhand, I was in
Ezleigh's doing her best to keep a straight face right now.
I was in their vault,
Do-do-do-do.
and the walls were literally lined with gold bars. There was an insane amount of money in there. There's absolutely no reason they need more taxes from the rest of the city, especially at a time like this when they have so little to give.
Fair.
That wasn't all that long ago. They don't need the money. I can tell you that right now. Maybe we could get an idea for that when we talk to them, but I really want to try this at least.
Hmm. I am not sure. What could the repercussions of making that action be?
Well,
So what?
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. You guys continue if you, unless are you asking the DM or are you asking?
No, I'm asking Todrin.
Okay.
I'm not against it. It's just
Right. Yeah. Let's
smart.
game it out. Let's game it out. Of course.
Exactly.
You're
Exactly.
you're more far-sighted than I am, but as long as we keep it, like I said, not a threat, but a promise, a deal, uh, I believe the worst case is they decline. They claim to think that they can handle it on their own and that they don't need our help, in which case, as I said, we can find other ways to help. The Zentarum are still a low-hanging fruit, so to speak, as far as missions go. We could try to dig into that. I'm sure we could come up with something else as well.
My concern is if we do approach the council with this and they turn us away, those levies aren't going to go away, and they'll continue to utilize mercenary forces to continue this war with the orcs.
Which is what they're doing anyway. That's not something that would result from this action.
Fair. Hmm. So, out of character, Bart is hesitant to do that because he's trying to get a Margaster into the Masked Lords, which is not party knowledge.
Right.
So, any act against the Masked Lords could hurt his chances, which is why he's kind of like,
Right, right.
He knows it's not a bad idea. It's just personal reasons keep him from acting openly.
As usual, I would be happy to take the lead on this. I'm rather passionate about this. Uh, if there were any personal consequences, I would believe they would come down on me, and I'm willing to take that risk. But like I said, I'll just phrase it like a deal and see how it goes. What about you, Mort? What do you think?
I'm good with asking about getting rid of the taxes. I mean, like you said, there's plenty of money to go around.
Right. I mean, even if they didn't already have tons of money, which I'm sure they did, the amount that we secured the city from the Vault of the Dragon alone should be plenty,
Absolutely.
which is a point I will also make. Well, if we aren't opposed, this is the right thing to do, and I feel like it's something only we can do. We would also have the Silver Hand on our side for what's that worth? What that's worth.
That's true. So Bart just kind of spreads his hand and shrugs at you.
Right.
I'm not against it, so I suppose that means I'm for it.
Alright, I clap you on the shoulder with a big old grin. Alright then, it's a plan. Let's head home. Maybe we should try to be stealthy getting out of here. This wasn't the entire horde, for sure.
I just give you a flat look. Do you not remember what I told you?
About
About immediate travel?
Oh! Right.
And I open my book and it starts to glow.
Oh, baby. Thank God for you, Bert. That would have been a long trip.
It would have. But before we go, perhaps we should investigate Malmug's quarters?
Ah, maybe there is something in this cave. I don't know. It's not like
Well, you guys have already found all of the treasure that you might find, but if you want to take a look around...
We did investigate?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't remember doing that.
So what they had done was you had noticed...
that chest, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, it was in the water, and it's a very waterlogged chest that you pulled out of the water that was full of gold, and it's just like that was a quick and easy hiding spot that was out of sight.
Right. I'm not looking for treasure. I'm looking for anything to do with the orc hordes and what they've got going on. Get out from under my desk. Move, Socks.
Everyone that wants to, go ahead and roll an investigation check. I'll go ahead and roll one for Esvele too. Okay. There's not a whole lot in the way of like correspondence or anything like that. You do find a few maps that are mostly of this region, like Waterdeep and the Stump Bog up to Golden Fields. Possibly just as interesting, if not more so, is there were at one time some prisoners that were being held here, but it appears that they were, to put it bluntly, I'll just say they were sacrificed in the name of Shargus.
Bastards.
But yeah, as far as like any kind of writing or anything like that, again, like I said, with Doricor, there's not a whole lot of writing necessarily or anything like that that might give you any hints on where the bulk of the horde is or what they're doing.
He didn't keep detailed records?
No, unfortunately, he did not. There's not a computer with access to the cloud or a Google Doc or anything like that. Unfortunately,
Dear diary,
it'd be nice.
Today we've invaded Waterdeep.
No assistance with all of their masters' schedules or anything?
No, nothing like that, unfortunately.
Shucks. Well, we tried.
Yeah. Alright. Let's, I guess I can wait to send that paper bird until we get to Waterdeep then.
Alright. Well then, I'll begin drawing my teleportation circle. Takes a minute, and then we'll head back to Waterdeep.
Alright.
Do I have a spell slot? I'm sorry, I'm not at my computer. I'm doing a load of laundry.
Not. Let me check.
I don't know. I think
I
I saved one. But-
Let's see. What level is it? It's
5th.
you have one left.
Ooh,
There you
baby.
go. I did
Nice.
save one.
Nice.
Look at my foresight.
Look at
like
my
I'm a
foresight.
wizard,
My
Harry.
foresight's amazing.
I too am
right.
extraordinarily humble.
So Bartholomew begins casting the spell. I think it takes like 10 minutes or something to draw out the circle and everything and get it all.
Just a minute, dude.
Oh, is it just a
I
minute?
think casting time is just a minute.
There you go. Just a minute. So it's not very long before he's got it all set up and ready to go, and you motion to the others to come in, and poof, you are immediately out of the cave and in morning sunlight just outside of Waterdeep, between the inner and the outer walls of the south gate.
Alrighty.
So right about here.
Wicked.
So first things first, we should swing by the abode and check in on everyone and probably let Enna know that we've returned to the city.
Right. So I will scrawl out 2 notes. One to Lady Silverhand saying, "Hey, it's the Uncommon. We're back. We have pressing news on one of the orc hordes and their leader, and wondering if she could organize a gathering of the masked lords." And then the second to Enna saying, "Hey, we made it. You're great. How are you?"
All right. So you guys can catch a dray or a carriage or something if you want to, rather than just walk the city to get all the way back to where you're going. And you can let the paper birds out the window and see them flying off. Both of them would go in the same general direction towards the Mount Waterdeep, towards the palace, and Enna's there at the peaked up Eyrie, and
Right.
Silverhand's at the palace. So, but yeah, you guys come through. You go through the city, up the high road, all the way up to Trollskull Manor.
Yeah. I am beat up.
Okay.
Could do with a rest.
I could go for a rest myself.
Let me pull you guys down here.
I kind of want to eat something, but I don't. Food is the worst.
Are you bringing Esvale with you all the way home, or?
It's up
Does
to
she
her.
want to go?
She's welcome to come with us.
Yeah, she'll
Right.
come
I
with you.
mean, she's got other shit to do. We get it. But if she doesn't, that's cool too.
She'll come with you guys. Just stay in the loop and see what's going on. So, I should probably put her on here then. Is she on here? I don't think she is.
Oh, Nim got a new token. At least I don't recognize that one.
It may be new. I don't think so, but maybe. So yeah. Let me.
I should have done this before we started playing, so I apologize, guys.
No problem. Alright, so you all return to the Restless Tavern, rather. The inn is across the street and down a bit, but you guys come in and find some of your regulars in here. Flume's behind the bar, he's wiping down the bar, pouring drinks and things. Are you guys just looking for a short rest right now while you wait, or is there anything anybody wants to tend to?
I guess it is early morning, huh?
Yeah, by now you're
You just did say it
probably
was like
looking
9.
at about, yeah, you're probably looking like 9:30 by the time you guys finish all that. It's like it didn't take you long.
As opposed to arriving in Waterdeep late in the evening. Oh
Right.
my god, teleportation circle. Thank God.
Yeah, pretty great. Pretty great. Yeah, I suppose we'll just hang out in the lounge and get a couple drinks and chill with people.
Let's see here. Yeah, short rest, and then
I'll actually.
Yeah, everybody feel free to take a short rest.
Yeah.
while we're doing this, I'm gonna start before we take the short rest. I'm gonna do a sending spell to Danica. Nope. Don't. God damn it! What is her name?
Who are you looking for?
I just need to start making
Oh,
tabs.
Dagna.
Dagna.
Okay.
I need to start making like little tabs in like brackets or something so that I can search for important dwarf lady.
Sure. If you want, let me see. Did I have it on there? I may not have her name on there. No, I just have it listed as Stone Shaft Hold on the main map, the map of Faerun. She's on there. It's got her picture, but I have it listed as Stone Shaft Hold rather than her name. But
No, you're good. It's in my notes. It's just finding it when I have so many notes is always a bit of a trial.
Trust me, I know.
So yeah, bracketing is important. Make like a table of contents for my notes. Like I do like
dwarf lady.
Awesome.
I will take a seat. I'll grab Esvale's hand. Hey, would you follow my lead on something?
I'm sure.
I'll lead her over to the table where Fala and Zaraj are, seeing that Cordelia's sitting like with her back to him, or looking at him. I don't know which way she's facing there, but
I actually didn't intend for her to be sitting in the middle of the table.
sitting
Sorry.
on the wall.
Yeah. She'll follow, yeah. Yeah, sure.
So I will sit next to Fala across from Zaraj there, and just start making conversation with him. How are things? What's going on?
Okay.
And at some point, I will bring up the topic of the Zentarum and everything, and I'm watching Zaraj closely for reactions.
All right. In what context do you bring up the Zentarum?
How scary it is that they have taken over Skullport, and how it will probably turn out to be worse for the big picture than the Xanathar ever was.
Okay.
nice.
He doesn't say anything, but when you say it, if you want to roll an insight check.
All right. Come on, baby. Super insightful Todrin.
Man, I hate when I go to pull off one of those stupid tabs and I break it in half.
Oh. 19.
For like,
So he's currently involved in a sandwich that he's eating, but when you mention the Zentarum, there's a moment where he kind of, it's very, very subtle, but he pauses and kind of raises his eyes and looks at you for a second. Like, he's not a conversationalist, but he's, you know.
You got a
He knows
comment
what you're
there,
talking about.
Zaraj?
About what?
About the Zentarum taking over Skullport.
He just shrugs and says, better than the Xanathar Guild.
See, now I don't think so. Especially not the faction that happens to be calling themselves Zentarum down there. I may actually have some evidence that they're not sanctioned as Zentarum to begin with. A splinter group, so to speak. And if that's the case, they're a threat even to the Zentarum.
He just kind of shrugs.
Huh. Right. past him at Cordelia.
Yeah, she's definitely noticed, and she's half elf, so she's got the senses to hear what's going on. No, wait, she's human. I'm sorry, she's not half elf. I'd forgotten. Fala, however, sitting next to you, kind of looks at you and says, I don't understand. I thought you guys were down there. I thought you helped take care of the Xanathar Guild.
We did, not with the intention of doing that, though, and certainly not with the intention of installing Zentarum in control of the place. It was more of a poorly timed execution on our part, if anything.
I see.
Yeah. That man is utterly terrifying.
I'm not sitting at the table with you, so.
She kind of looks at you and says, What man?
The Dark
Dread
Lord
Lord.
of the Deep. The Dread Lord
He
of
is-
Zentarum.
He who must not be named.
He who must not be named. He single-handedly, practically, tore the Xanathar apart and then zombified it. It's just floating around down there, spouting his good graces.
Yeah, Fala just kind of shudders a little bit. She goes, "Oh, that's awful." Roll an insight check on Ziraj, though.
Yeah, 18.
That man
Much
doesn't even
better.
flinch.
Doesn't even flinch. That's just washing
You
right
guys
off
have-
you, Ziraj.
You guys have known Ziraj for a long time, right? He's been a regular in your tavern for about a year now.
Right.
So you've been around him. Like he's not like that. He's not the friendliest person in the world. He doesn't go out of his way to shake hands and smile and all. In fact, I don't know that you've ever seen him smile necessarily.
Okay.
But
So I'll kind of lean in close, all conspiratorially, put my elbows on the table. Well, listen, you two. As I said, I've got some inside information on this, and I'm trying to do good by the city in general. So, if you happen to get any leads on Zentarum agents in the city that aren't privy or, I don't know how to phrase this, aren't supporting this masked lord. They were here as Zentarum before he got here, and may not have even known that he wasn't actually sanctioned as Zentarum. If you get any leads on that, if you could let me know, I could probably help them. Reach out, so just let me know.
at this point, he kind of picks up a drink and looks at you and says, "Help him? How?"
I have made contact, have been made contact to by a highly powerful and very invested party that doesn't like what he's doing.
Who?
I can't just say that out loud here. Besides, this is Zentarum information. It's for Zentarum agents. I would be hurting our cause if I were to just be spreading it around.
He just kind of shrugs and takes a swig of his drink.
We can never know who's actually supporting the Dark Lord down there. And that's only gonna get worse, mark my words. Anyway, and I'll slap the table. Thanks for chatting, y'all. Enjoy the place.
Thank you. You see Fala kind of lean over and say, "What was that all about?"
Secret agent Todrin Man.
Oh my god.
Meanwhile, Bartholomew, Mortimer, what about you two? What are you guys doing?
I'm gonna go ahead and cast Sending and send a message to...
To Dagna, right?
Yeah, I'm like, Dobrinder. What? I don't know where that came from. Anyway,
Dough bread.
I'm gonna send her a message and I'm just gonna tell her, sorry I've been out of touch, been dealing with orcs. I hope all is well at Stoneshaft Hold.
You get a response back pretty quickly, and she says, everything's good here. We've had a lot of orc activity in the region. There's actually a halfling here right now that says that he knows you. His name is Xander?
Oh shit! The dragon.
Oh shit. I'll cast sending again. Yes, Xander is a friend. He can help you greatly. Do you happen to have a teleportation circle there at the hold?
She says, no, unfortunately we don't. Xander was telling us about an attack on Karnath Roadhouse. It's been burned to the ground. And I'm going to bring up the map just so you can see what she's talking about. So this is Stoneshaft Hold here, and this is Karnath Roadhouse here. She says, Xander was there, and he helped some people get back here from there after the orcs attacked.
Wild.
Right, I'll use my last 3rd level spell slot to cast it one more time. While I appreciate you assisting those in need, the Uncommon and I will try to be by sometime in the next few days.
The response you get back, again, pretty quick, is we look forward to seeing you. We'll make sure that some quarters have been set aside for you. And should I ask Xander to stay? And lastly, she just says, "You've got to teach me this trick."
I can't send her again because I don't
no.
have another spell slot.
It's fine.
Call drop.
Send you anything.
It's fine. I'll just
But
she'll
can-
say that he's staying there. So
If we're gonna do a short rest, I'll send her a message once we're done after the short rest.
okay. So yeah, you guys were doing a short rest. I think someone already, 2 of you already rolled hit dice for it. So
And rolled.
And rolled and rolled and rolled.
but yeah,
So you're not planning on a fight with the Masked Lords, huh? This is our chance. The coup. The coup strikes
I said
today.
after a couple days.
so
We can pull it off in a couple days, right?
Not if
Did
the
you wanna
meeting happens today.
did you want to send her one more, or did you want to? What did you want
Yeah,
to do?
I'll send her one more. I'm trying to remember how many spells I get back. Sorry.
That's okay.
I think it's... that's useless. That doesn't say how much I get. That's mine. Rude. Okay. Okay, well, it's not on here, so I need to look it up. I think I can only get one back.
Lantern
Is
says
this-
lots of love for you guys.
Is this
No,
arcane recovery?
W2 man. Yes.
Oh, hey, Lanner. don't know why I said that louder than anything else.
You have to go through the screen. Hello, Lanner.
Round it up. Okay, so 5. I have 5, so I can recover 1.
Okay.
So gonna be 1. So I have 2 left. I didn't use any first level spells. Wow. Alright. So I'll use my last sending to tell her, what's his name? I know him as Zelopharn, so...
Xander.
Xander. Tell Xander that we'd like him to wait. If he can't, though, we understand. And I'll do what I can to teach you more magic when I'm there.
Okay. The response you get back is just basically, "Will do, no problem, and see you when you get here."
And that's me.
Okay. Mortimer, how about you? Do you have anything you want to do? Anyone you want to contact or
I'm
things you want
just
to handle?
resting and bemoaning my poor healing abilities.
Okay.
What?
You
So-
got 42 points back for 6 dice. I got 9 back for 4.
Oh my god. That is worth bemoaning.
I will say that after a little while, Floon actually comes and just asks to speak with the group of you. Says, we had a small complaint earlier, just the other day. Lady Talmost from, she has the estate just a little bit north, a couple of blocks. She's very, very upset with, and he kind of points out the window where you see the Tressum Mr. Humphreys sitting in the windowsill. She's very upset with him, actually.
Mr. Humphreys? Why could she possibly be upset with him?
Well, apparently her cat and him were, well, she's purebred and he's not, and it's yeah.
no.
So
Mr.
she was very
Humphrey,
upset.
You got some moves.
You see the cat just kind of licking himself and looks at you in the window. Tressum are smart enough to understand what's being said, and he just gives you a wink.
Awesome. Awesome. I grin. Well, that is interesting, ain't it? Did she make any demands?
If I believe her exact words were, "Keep that damned flying cat of yours out of my estate."
Well, he can fly, so that sounds like a tough accomplishment. Maybe she can put a lid on her house?
I think the more appropriate move would be to keep her cat in confinement.
Forever. Just a
I
small,
don't see how this is our problem.
small cat-shaped box. A little bigger now, because there's gonna be kittens. Maybe we can offer to buy the cats from her. The kittens. Bert's the cat lady here.
Yeah, at this point, Floon is just like, "This is noble stuff. This is way out of my league." It's like, you guys can handle all of that. If she comes back, I'll just tell her that I told you and that you'll handle it. So how's that sound?
Alright. Sure.
For us.
She showed up personally?
Yes, she did.
Oh.
So
That's a
I'm
bad
gonna
sign.
post this to the general here, just because I didn't put it into Discord. I'm gonna post it to Discord because I don't have it in Foundry, but
Aww.
I'm in the back here in a second.
It's okay. Anyway,
The internet is an amazing place where everyone draws stuff.
it really is.
That's just like, here's a random, what do they call them? A group of cats?
A litter?
The
Litter, thank
litter
you.
of
Litter of
kittens.
cats.
Yeah.
Here's a random litter of Tressums. Enjoy.
I will say that as you guys are kind of just doing your thing around the house, you'll see at one point Squidly kind of runs through. A little while later, Nat runs through. No, they'll go down the stairs and then back up the stairs, and then Jinx will come down the stairs and kind of look around for something. Then they'll go back upstairs.
Are any of them carrying anything?
Oh yeah, they're carrying all sorts of weird stuff up and down the stairs. Rather more upstairs rather than downstairs.
Really? I'm gonna follow Nat up during one of her trips.
As will I.
Pick the one that can't hear you behind her.
Wow.
That was not part of my plan, but
Roll a stealth check with advantage.
you give me too much credit, sir.
Wow.
Holy shit. Alright, I'm on my way.
All right. So yeah, it's not hard to follow her up, but she just has a bundle in her arms of just like fabrics and like shoelaces, bootlaces, and things like that. It's a strange array of that kind of stuff.
Okay. I'll follow her wherever
she
she goes
doesn't-
to deposit.
Yeah,
that
she goes
stuff.
all the way upstairs to their room up in the attic.
Alright. This is great because we're like, Bart and I are walking behind her up the stairs talking about it. Like, what has she got there? I wonder where she's going.
Yeah, that's a great moment because it's like we don't even really need to be quiet.
Yeah.
So you get up there, the door is open, and you guys poke your heads in.
Of
Sure.
course.
You find the three of them sat down on the floor with just an array of fabrics and sewing material and all, and they are making costumes for Trolltide, which is day after tomorrow.
Oh.
Wow, is it already that time of year?
It is.
Wow.
Wild. That's so awesome. So I kind of quietly closed the door and I turned to Bert and I'm like, didn't we get attacked by troll ghosts last
A year ago, yes.
That's actually when you first met them.
Right.
So yeah,
Did we solve that problem?
We did.
you did.
Okay, just want to make sure it doesn't happen again.
Yeah, it was a Xanathar plot, right?
Yes. That was actually Gnarl Zabrandis' first attempt on revenge against you guys.
Fucking gnarl. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure there weren't any more troll tides coming in. Nah.
Dangerous undercurrents, those.
Yes.
We just chuckle there together on the landing to some stairs.
Yes. Conspiratory puns. Right. Well, I messaged Lady Silverhand, so I suppose we're just waiting to hear back from her.
Alright.
Is there anything you wanted to accomplish here in town? I bet we could all do with a trip to the temple.
You know what? That's fair. It's been a while since I've been to the temple. I can put my studies down for an hour or two.
Hell yeah, brother. Get us a massage.
It has been a while, and I kind of rotate my shoulders, and there's just a cacophony of bone cracking.
Oh God. Right.
Oh.
I'll go.
So
I'll
you guys-
go grab Esvalet. You grab Mort,
Sure.
and we'll head out.
Meet you downstairs. I'll go looking for Mort.
All right, Mortimer.
I am elusive and I'm hiding. No, no,
Roll
I'm ready
a
whenever he
stealth
finds
check.
me.
Roll a stealth check.
All right.
You
Catches
fucker.
me in Todrin's armor, so I have disadvantage. Wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
Clank, 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 clank. So,
You're not Todrin.
let's see here. Oh, I moved you guys all to the map of Faerun, and I didn't move you back to the Troll Commander. I'm sorry. Let's see. But I will move you all here. So you move from Troll Skull Manor. I'll say you cross town this way, and eventually up to Ivory Street, and the Temple of Beauty is not very far away from there. So, 1 second here.
When I get downstairs into the lobby, I just bodily scoop Esvalet up off the ground and carry her out of the tavern.
Oh, that was louder than I intended. I'm sorry.
Princess Carrie.
Yeah, there's a moment of surprise, and she was not expecting that. So she just, oh goodness. Thank you.
I imagine there's a cheer, scattered cheer from the lobby as I carry her out of the
Oh,
door.
yeah. Totally. Totally.
Does Todrin have a hero complex?
It's literally one of his flaws.
It really is.
No way.
My original flaw is the world does in fact revolve around me.
So, again, you arrive to the Temple of Beauty, which is this beautiful, beautiful temple. Easily rivals the spires of the morning for the most beautiful temple in the city. It's this pink marble building. It's absolutely beautiful. There's the garden is being spring. It's in full bloom. It is like, this is easily, if you're going to be here, this is the time to be here. So
The marble is pink. That's amazing.
Yeah.
I never caught that before.
I think it's been mentioned before.
Probably.
Yeah, there's all these statues around the garden, and there are a lot of people that are just here, not necessarily for worship as they are just to meet people, to talk, and especially there's a bunch of nobles that are around here. This is, like I said, just one of the most beautiful places in the city. So you as a group are welcomed with open arms, of course, as always, being in the presence of one of the members of the Order of the Ruby Rose. And what would you like to do?
Partake in all the goods and services with Esvalet by my side.
How does that song go? Dream of partial fornication.
There's like, Bart goes looking for Todd, and at one point there's like a door that's cracked, and the walls are just lined with toys, and he just quietly closes the door and walks away.
Wow.
Oh goodness! Wow.
Wow.
So-
I didn't know.
Bert shudders.
It's a little too close to home.
Yeah, it does.
So for the record, I will just say it's about noon by the time you finish up everything at Troll Skull Manor, and you end up here at the Temple of Beauty. There are a host of acolytes and priestesses that will give you massages or show you to the spas, or there's currently an art class that's being given. They're painting.
Awesome.
Bathing and massaging is what
I
Bart is here
will
for.
point out to Todrin specifically.
Mhm.
You know, typically the person who gives the art lessons is not currently here. It's Larissa Art, the tiefling
The tiefling.
acolyte.
Yeah. I remember.
Yeah, she's not currently giving that lesson.
Oh. All right. I'll.
There's another one of the acolytes is currently doing that.
So as Valet and I pass in our bathrobes with our face masks on, and I notice that, I stop a acolyte that's walking by and say, "Hey, what happened to our artist friend?"
She goes, "Oh, Larissa?
Yeah.
You might want to speak to Ayana about that. She's fine. She's fine, really. We think."
Right. Okay.
She's fine, really, she's fine. We think.
We think.
Yeah, there's definitely she says that, but there's a look of worry in her face when she talks about Larissa.
Tadrin's face goes concern, relief, concern again. Yeah.
Calm.
I
Or panic.
suppose I
Calm.
should panic with a K.
Panic!
Suppose I should talk to Ayana then.
She says, I can have her come to you.
That would be excellent. I don't know where she is. We'll be at the masseuse.
Certainly. So, you guys are getting settled in there, and probably about 20 minutes later, Ayana comes in. Beautiful white gown. She's always dressed to the nines, perfect makeup. Her hair is done. You've never seen her with a hair out of place. She looks great.
So
And she
Todd's
comes in.
on his belly getting the massage, and he goes, "Howdy, Ayana."
She goes, "I hope all of you are enjoying yourselves."
As always.
Wonderful. I understand you asked about Larissa Art.
Yeah, was just wanting to check in on her. Saw she wasn't given the usual art lessons.
Will admit I'm a little concerned about her also. She's currently in Red Larch, which is immediately concerning because Bonebreaker Dorcor's horde, her tribe, has taken over Red Larch.
Right.
She volunteered to go to Red Larch this spring to tend the shrine there.
Oh, hell.
They have an all faith shrine, and it was the Temple of Beauty's turn to have someone there, and she volunteered, and now we understand that the orcs have taken over, and we haven't heard back from her recently. I don't know more than that, unfortunately.
Right. Okay. That's good to know. If my team heads that way, we'll keep an eye out for her.
Very much appreciate if you find out anything. I think she's okay. We don't have any reason to believe that she's not, except the orcs. It's just
Right.
we're trying to keep everyone calm about that.
Right. Well, I happen to have a tidbit that particular strain of orc may be a tad more reasonable than the rest. So
That's good to hear.
She's probably fine. Not comfortable, but fine.
Well, that's a relief at least. If you find out anything, please let us know.
Will do.
And if we find out anything more, you'll be the first to know.
Good. That will help.
I think there's a priestess from the Temple of the Spires of Mourning there, I believe. I don't know who. You'd have to, if you wanted to ask, they might know more, but...
What's the Spires of Mourning?
The Temple of Lathander, the Morning Lord.
Oh,
It's,
right. Okay.
It is this building right here on the map.
She's
Again,
saying that temple has sent one of their priests there as well.
Yeah, what they do is this particular shrine, she'll explain. It's an all faith shrine. The Red Larch doesn't have like a full-time temple of anyone, so they have this All Faith shrine, and the city of Waterdeep sends, or rather, the temples from around. There's like a dozen temples in the city, and they take turns every quarter. So every spring they'll have 2 sent out, and every summer they'll send 2 different ones, and every fall, so on and so forth.
Interesting. That's cool.
And the temples kind of trade off who goes when and where, and it just so happened to be they send 1 priestess from one temple and an acolyte from another temple, and it just happened to be Lathander and Sunni for this spring.
Okay. You're saying they might have more info over there?
It's a possibility. I don't know for sure.
Right. Okay. Might be worth a stop later on.
Is there anything I can get for any of you?
I'll take a lemonade.
I'll see what I can do.
Thank
Wow.
you. Don't forget, I gave this temple thousands of gold pieces.
There.
And it's the way the Temple of Beauty works in particular is it's almost like the job of the High Priestess to make sure that like she's not in a position where she just delegates down. She does a lot of the work herself, so it's not unusual for her to get a request like that.
I kind of got that vibe.
Yeah, and she has given you a massage in the past, I believe. She's
More than that.
Yeah, that's true actually.
Wow.
But I will say she will bring a pitcher of lemonade for the group of you.
Awesome.
And, there are fresh flowers here and everything. It's a beautiful place. You guys are here for about an hour before you get a response from Lady Silverhand.
Oh, wicked.
Bartholomew should send you a sending spell directly.
Oh.
She says, I received your message. I apologize that it took me as long as it has to respond. I'm working on arranging a meeting with the Master Lords tonight, if that's okay with you.
I will tell her tonight should be fine. Just let us know when.
She says, just a quick response back. Probably right around sundown. So.
In my last response, I would have asked where to.
You would know it'd be the palace,
Oh, okay.
right down here. That's where the Master Lords meet.
Oh, okay. We'll be there.
Okay. So by now you're looking at about 1 o'clock. So it's about, say, 6 or 7 hours off. So if there's anything else anyone would like to do in that time, and of course, if you want, you can fully just take advantage of the activities, I'll say, here at the temple if you want.
No. After massage, I'll spend about an hour. Shortly after the sending, because you said that was an hour later.
Yeah.
Shortly after the sending, I'll part ways with everybody and head back to Gabby's.
All right. Mortimer, anything you want to do?
I am good, thank you.
Todrin?
Yeah, I need to take a swing up within the field ward before we do that meeting with the lords.
All right.
And
So, for the record, I'm sure you know this. This is probably the reason you want to go there, but the field ward is just burned.
Yep.
There's nothing there. Okay.
Yep, I grab yet another little satchel of ashes.
Ghoulish.
From the field ward?
Yep.
Okay.
I stash that in my sack.
I'll say Esvele will go with you if that's okay with you.
Yeah, of course.
Mortimer, do you want to go with them, or do you want to go back to Trollskull Alley, or?
I'm just gonna rest some more.
Okay.
Meet at the palace 30 minutes before sundown.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So should we You said you wanted to go to Gabby's, right?
Yes.
All right. I will pull up Troll Skull Alley and Gabby's place.
Oh, little Gabby, she's so cute.
I'll just say when you arrive. Hold on 1 second here. Do I have this here? Oh, I do. Okay, cool. So it's again the shop is full of like clockwork contraptions. The whole place is noisy. There's ticking, hammering, banging, all sorts of noise. Smell of oil and grease and smoke in the air, and you see a small fire that's kind of burning that Thorvin eventually just walks by and just puts out with a finger.
What the fuck?
But you see Thorvin and Nim and Gabby are all busy doing different things, different projects that they're all working on.
Okay. I want to look for Gabby.
All right, she's not hard to find. Yeah. So you find her. She's got her goggles down, and she's got like her face is just like soot. It's covered her face. When you approach, she kind of raises her goggles up, and you see her eyes are just fine. And she looks up and she says, "Hey, what can I do for you?"
I wanted to practice more tinkering.
She just puts her arms out and kind of gestures to the room. She says, "Please help us with anything you like.
Cool.
Or if you have your own thing, you can do your own thing."
I want to.
Mikasa is, or me workshop is Su workshop, or something to that effect.
Me workshop is Tsukasa. Wait.
Yeah.
I
fucked that up.
That's okay. I'm gonna start making some sort of like attachment for Weaver to combine all of the rings from my ring mail onto the blade itself. So it's basically just spitballing ideas.
Okay.
So yeah, just looking at mechanisms and different catches and ways to actually
So is this just not necessarily working on something specific? Is it just getting used to the workshop and how these things work?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, just starting to get a better understanding of the mechanisms for like hinges and latches and
sure,
securing mechanisms and stuff.
And if you want, Gabby's more than willing to help. Nim can help, and
yeah, I'll occasionally get input from them and stuff. And
totally.
If this was an animated show, halfway through her blundering her way through, Tsukasa is me workshop. Wait, me workshop is Tsukasa. Halfway through that, something behind her explodes on a shelf, and
basically
she doesn't stop at all. She just keeps talking and looking at you, while Nim in the background is constantly like frantically running around trying to put out fires. And...
Precisely. That's exactly it's perfect.
Doesn't even phase her at all.
Yeah. Small explosions are the norm here. Alright, so...
with the rest of my time, I will literally just with Esvale on my arm just stroll the streets and practice playing my lyre.
Okay. I will say what streets, and I'll bring you up to the map of Waterdeep so you can tell me. Just I'm out of curiosity here.
Interesting question.
This is going to be. We'll see what you find.
Okay. Well, I suppose we'll come back into the city through here.
Mm-hmm.
And really, I'll just be taking a circuitous route from there diagonally down to here. So, left 2 streets, south 2 streets, left a street, south 4 streets.
Okay.
Where was the other?
You
Destination?
find. Sorry?
I didn't see his destination.
Basically going from this gate south of the field ward, right here, down to the market.
All the way
Oh,
down
wow,
to the
that is
market?
so small.
But
That's-
diagonally over to here. So like I cut through some of those neighborhoods and stuff.
Okay.
Taking the scenic route.
So. It's interesting. This is the sea ward and the north ward, which is where you're talking about, is the nice part of town, and you've never quite seen so many people just on the streets that didn't look like they normally belong there, because so many people have been pushed out of the field ward. A lot of what you see is probably been complained about by a noble or two. So
Sorry.
it's definitely not the vibe that you typically get from the Sea Ward and the North Ward. But as you're playing your lyre, as you go through the streets, you get a lot of people smiling and coming up to you and eager to listen. And
Yeah, I'll just spend some time being man
Yeah.
of the people.
all right. So, does anyone have an issue if I fast forward us to the Mass Lords?
Nope.
No.
All right. Call it about 7 o'clock or so, about sundown. So you guys end up at the Palace of Agarhon. I'm gonna move the "you are here" thing across town. I could move it street by street, but that's a pain in the butt, and I'm not gonna do it. So, but inside you are met by, it's great hall. There's marble floors, and Lady Laurel Silverhand is here, along with Annabella Branta, who is currently speaking with her.
Oh, Anna.
And you see a bunch of other people that are just coming and going, just clerks and guards and things like that. And you'll see like a retinue of like 4 or 5 guards will walk by and just marching through. But Inna is here with her currently.
Lady Anna. Pleasure to meet you.
It's good to see you all. Glad to hear that you're all safe after. You kind
Yeah.
of see her kind of tense as she says, "I'll put it bluntly, I understand that you killed my father's killer."
Oh, is that common knowledge already?
Well, it's gotten back to me at least.
Right. Well, yes. That is a job finished.
Glad to hear that.
I know it doesn't bring him back, but I'm glad we were able to do that nice and quick.
Thank you. It means a lot to me and my family, really.
I'll bow slightly.
Can you, I don't need the details, but was he a vampire?
I'll look over at Bert. He seemed to know more about it than I did.
I'm just reading a book, so I don't see you look at me.
After a moment of awkward silence, I look at Mort.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna go under Bart and start like poking at his book.
Huh? Oh. What?
Tadrin.
Oh, the vampire. No. Malmug was a werebat.
He's in the cave. That's where he is.
Well, he's dead now.
That's where he is.
Oh, haha, yes. Wow. I kind of chuckle, and then my face goes blank, and I just kind of look at Enna. Sorry.
It's all right. Like I said, I'm glad that you all took care of him. Thank you all. Um, there is one other minor thing I wanted to show you. She kind of looks to Lady Silverhand and says, "I hope you don't mind." And she takes a small scroll out of her pouch on her belt.
And then
Mhm.
She
turns into a
says,
succubus.
"I think this was addressed to me, but I think it might actually be for you."
For us?
Yeah.
There's another note from the Goblin Kid.
Todd's face darkens when you mention the Goblin Kid.
So
Are
there's
you
a
all
letter.
right, Todrin?
yeah. What's this say?
So she just hands it to you, and it says, "Dear Lady Annabella Branta, on the 27th of Myrtle, a pair of the Zentarim's elite sky mages returning from patrol around Greenfields." That should actually be Golden Fields, I think. Let me check the map here. Yeah, that should be Golden Fields. I apologize. Spotted what they at first believed to be orc manticore riders near the stump bog. They adjusted their course to intercept, and upon closer inspection through the heavy rain, came across what was, in fact, a flight of Waterdeep's Griffin cavalry. Shockingly, they were attacked by one of your Griffin riders, and forced to dive to avoid an arcane spell that could have grievously wounded or even killed them. As I am sure you are well aware, the Lords of Waterdeep have hired the Zentarim to aid in bringing this conflict with the orcs to a swift end. I understand that in war accidents happen, but in the future I would ask that your Griffin riders be certain to first identify their targets before taking such reckless, hostile action that might force a defensive response. I am certain that as the captain of Waterdeep's esteemed Griffin cavalry, you share my concern and will immediately discipline the offending riders under your command. I understand that you, your family, and the Griffin cavalry are all in mourning over the recent loss of your father, Lord Garnt Bellabranta, so I'm willing to forgive this transgression. Your father was a strong leader, whose untimely death left large boots to fill. I'm certain that in time you will prove a worthy successor. Respectfully yours, Sword Captain Lathan excuse me, I've got a Moontracker.
Oh,
So this was the two Wyvern riders that you guys fired on.
yeah. I didn't though. I prepared a spell in case we were attacked.
You cast Moonbeam in front of them. They dove out of the way in different directions.
Right. See, I was okay. I mean, obviously there's some assumptions and miscommunications being made here. But listen, I'm sorry about this. We were actively hunting the orcs and were approached in the dark in a rainstorm by flyers. I prepared a spell in case they came at us to knock them out of any transformations they may be under. And they immediately left. We never found out who they were.
She goes, "Don't worry about it. I just thought you might want to know."
Right.
Hmm.
Well, this last line I take personal affront to. You already are a worthy successor. You're doing a damn good job, and I'm sorry to put a bad face on your company.
Thank you, and really, don't worry about it. We're not worried about what the Zentarim think of us.
Right. Yeah, it seems like everything we do pisses them off in one way or another.
Okay, Kai. Kai's needs to step away for a moment.
Oh, alright. Alright, we'll keep that in mind moving forward. Next time we'll make sure there's nobody left to send you messages. How about that?
She's got this hesitant look on her.
I'm teasing.
Just be careful out there. Zentarum might, take offense or what have you.
They always do.
So, I suppose without further ado, we'll move on to the Masked Lords.
Alrighty. Let's do it.
Are
Let's
we gonna
go.
wait for Kai?
I don't know how long he will be, so it's probably best to just
You want to
keep
take a quick
moving.
break? I need to. Get
You know what?
some
Let's
stuff.
do that. Let's do that. Let's take a say 5-minute break.
Sounds
Okay.
good. I'll be right back.
Me too.
Draximus, you there?
I think it's just you and me right now.
Oh, okay. Need to ask him what kind of liquor he wants me to buy him. Since he's not 21 yet. All this stand with Ukraine crap everywhere. Where's my stand with Russia?
Please tell me that was sarcasm.
Of course it was sarcasm.
Thank you.
Maybe I don't like an underdog, huh? It's terrible.
So yeah, real quick, correct me if I'm wrong. I thought you had actually cast that spell and were keeping it ahead of you guys, between you and them, as they came at you.
Well, it was almost as fast as us. I had cast it next to me and was having it keep pace with me.
Right. So you
So-
did cast the spell.
Yes, I cast it, but in preparation of them attacking us, so it wasn't like I
I'll-
tried to
I'll
hit
s-
them
I'll-
with it.
Yeah, I'll put it this way: it's the Zentarum. They're really likely to accuse you of shit you didn't do anyway.
Of course. I mean, well,
So-
'cause if this letter came from their commander, those cowards went straight back and were like, holy shit, they tried to kill us, and we barely escaped with our lives. It definitely, even, you know, it makes sense. Even
Yeah.
if we were on the same page there, that's totally a Zentarum thing to do. It's
Yeah.
happened to me before. It's
Oh, yeah.
not a surprise.
Well, and you as Todrin would not recognize the name. As a matter of fact, I do want to take a break right now. I have a timer set for 5 o'clock. My time for just says break.
Nice. Good timing. Good timing.
Yeah. So Lathan Moontracker is actually the same Zentarum captain that I had way back when I ran, like, it was like my 4th one shot. It was right after the one with Lorelei first came in. He was the one that wrote the letter to the mayor of the town accusing you guys of all sorts of crazy shit. There was a letter that he wrote to then.
That's amazing.
Same guy. So
Of course it is.
All right, I'm back.
welcome back.
Draximus. What kind of liquor you want, buddy?
Tequila? Whiskey.
Alright.
Tequila.
Easily
Whiskey.
done.
I guess you're gonna have whiskey, right?
I will have whiskey.
Is Dylan gonna be making drinks?
He always is, but it will only be the...
Rum and Coke.
Probably. I think they fully quit keto. So that's
Oh,
probably
really?
what he's drinking again. Yeah. If they decided to go back to keto, then it will be vodka and Sprite.
Hey, real quick, tell me, how'd that work out for them? My mom and sister have me on that. All of us on that right now.
Quite well. They were really struggling to stick to it, but when it was working,
Right.
they were losing weight.
That's kind of the impression I've gotten about it too. We just started like Thursday.
Something I didn't know until they started doing it, there are strips you can buy that I think you piss on, and it will actively tell you what stage of ketosis your body's in. So you can kind of keep track of
What?
how well it's actively working. Yeah, Dylan was
Interesting.
able to day by day track how his diet was affecting his level of ketosis.
I will mention that to my mother and sister and see what they think about that. So,
I thought that was pretty interesting.
good to know. Thanks.
Yes, sir.
So, let's see here. Kai, are you back? His mother had pulled him away, so he may not be back for a minute. Do you guys want to go ahead and continue, or give him another few, or?
Up to you guys. I'm not in a rush.
I'm nervous to give my speech, but I'm ready to continue.
All right.
Sad you'll miss it, but
Well, we know how this goes. It's usually as soon as we get started again, he comes back.
That's fair. That's fair. Let's commit to starting then.
All right. So, yeah, Annabella Branta gives you guys the letter, tells you about these things, tells you your Griffins arrived a couple of days ago. They're fine, and they're up at Peak Top Erie for whenever you guys want to take them out again. Lady Silverhand says, I don't know exactly how many of the Masked Lords will be attending tonight, but we're ready whenever you are.
Right. All right. Lead the way. How
So
are you,
she'll
my
lead
lady?
you. I am doing pretty well, all things considered. We're doing our best to take care of the refugees from the field ward and everywhere else. More and more people are pouring in from just the countryside on the daily basis, so it's been busy, I'll say.
Right. Any news on the last couple things we talked about?
You'll have to remind Kaysen about those.
Specifically the taxes.
Nothing new, that's what this meeting's about.
It's going to be my point, yes. I'm trying to bury the lead a bit.
Yeah, she doesn't have anything new, or nothing's changed about that yet.
Right.
So
That's why we're here.
okay. I have a crick in my neck, I'm sorry. So yeah, she will lead you all into the chamber of the Masked Lords, and she will take her position as Open Lord front and center. So there's a few moments that kind of pass as you guys are waiting, and eventually 4 of them move into the room. Hey, there's Kai. Welcome back. We
Kai!
just got started again. I figured you'd be back as soon as we got started. So, about 4 of the Masked Lords move into the room and take their positions on either side of her. And she just pounds a gavel on the stand in front of her, and she just says, "The session of the Masked Lords is in. The Lords of Waterdeep is now in session. Requested by the Uncommon." She kind of gestures to you all. Says, "Please, what would you like to address the council about?"
I look at the other two to my right and left and give them a grin, and then I clear my throat and step forward. My lords and ladies, thank you for gracing us with your presence. I did have a few pressing matters I would like to confront y'all with. And I will take out the pouch of ashes from the field ward, and I will just dump it on the ground in front of me. And I'll say, lords and ladies, these are ashes. All that remains when something is completely and utterly destroyed. These are ashes. All that remains of homes and livelihoods. All that remains of friends and family. These are the ashes of the field ward, the ashes of the Blackstaff Tower. These are the ashes of the Blackstaff herself. You are trying to tax these ashes, trying to squeeze the life from the remains of nothing. And then I take out my other pouch that has Malmoog's ashes in it, and next to the first pile, I dump that on the floor as well. And I say, these are also ashes. These are the ashes of a shape-shifting monstrosity known as Malmoog the Bloody. This creature was the leader of one of the orc hordes that threatened our beloved city. The Uncommon and I struck out on our own, located and destroyed this threat. We did it over the span of 3 days without any additional loss of life. And so, I would like to make you an offer. Remove the additional taxes that you have levied since the orc attack on Waterdeep, and my team and I will bring you more ashes. And I'll point at the 2 pile of ashes on the ground. And I say, it's up to you to pick which kind of ashes we will have more of. I pray to the lady that you choose wisely. And I bow in respect, and I take a step back.
There's a moment of silence and whispering amongst themselves on the podium before you. And one of the masked lords, when they speak, I don't want to say it's like speaking through it's not like the kidnapper voice in the movies or whatever, right? But it's a monotone, genderless voice that's like unidentifiable, right?
Right.
It sounds like a normal human voice, but there's nothing about the tone, or there's no accent to it. It's completely unidentifiable. And it says, "Is this a threat?"
No, my lords and ladies, it is not. We have many things to accomplish as a party, some of them much more personal than this overarching issue. But in return for the favor that you would be doing us and the city by lifting these taxes, we would, free of charge, make ourselves available to you to remove additional threats.
Another one asks, "These theatrics that you perform here in our hall, this is unnecessary, and you're members of Force Grey, are you not?
We are.
And you come to this council saying that you will not help unless we bow to your demands."
No, we will help, for sure. Just not in this fashion. As I said, there are other issues that we're personally involved in that aren't particularly this one. But I figured, as I said, considering how quickly and thoroughly we handled this problem, you would like to see more of our work channeled in this particular direction.
A little more whispering amongst themselves. And the third one looks to past Todrin to Bartholomew and Mortimer. Did you guys bring Ezele with you? Just out of curiosity. So this is entirely up to you if she's here.
I would have wanted her there.
Okay. So it looks to beyond you to the 3 of them and says, "Do any of you have anything to add to this?"
I mean, it kind of sounded like a threat to me, but
God damn it. I mean, Kai. God damn it. Whose side are you on?
But I mean, we mean well. I'm sure we won't make more of those first ashes, unless.
I think it goes without saying that as a force of good here in Waterdeep, our continued assistance with the issues of the orcs is not by any means going to be taken away. I think it just needed to be stated that the taxes seem to be a little harsh.
One of the first one that actually spoke, that asked if it was a threat, said, "Those taxes were voted on by this council. You are not on this council. You have no say in this matter." Another one pipes in, says, "We very greatly appreciate your concern over this matter, but unless you have a better idea..."
A better idea of how to fund the defense of the city in which you yourselves live?
Do you?
Well, comes to mind that not that long ago, this very party before you was instrumental in the recovery of the Vault of the Dragon. Seems there's plenty of money in that to fund any mercenaries you might have need of.
Yes, but as you're aware, the treasury was recently robbed by the Black Viper.
My lords, I was there. I was chasing the Black Viper myself. The chase led me through the vault, and the amount that the Black Viper may or may not have made out with was a drop in a fleet of buckets. We are well funded. There are so many people out there now with nothing left. I'm sure you've received complaints from many nobles in the sea and north wards both. I took a walk through there today myself, and the number of refugees there is disheartening. And as I said, I'm sure many nobles have been complaining to you about this. Those are the very people you're trying to squeeze more out of. How do you expect them to fulfill that? How is that going to help solve these problems that the nobles have right now?
One of the voices, one of the Masked Lords responses. We appreciate your concern, but it is not up to you to decide how that money is spent.
I'm not here to make any
Or gathered.
decisions. I'm here to make a plea on behalf of reason.
Again, back to the first one, the one that was the most aggressive, says, and yet, and he kind of glances, his head kind of moves towards Mortimer. He says, you come here, you dump ashes from the field ward in front of us, you dump ashes from a monster in front of us, and then you say that you will not continue doing what Force Grey is supposed to continue doing.
Seems like there's a lot of failure to uphold duty in the face of this attack, you might say.
As members of Force Grey, you now fall directly under the command of the Masked Lords of Waterdeep. Are you saying you will not do as commanded?
Peril.
As I said, we will be helping. Please, just consider what the people actually need here.
Your concerns have been noted. You can see Lady Silverhand kind of bristles a little bit.
But not heard. That's what you're saying?
Sorry?
Noted but not heard.
Lady Silverhand kind of gestures to you and she says, I for one think they're right. These taxes are unnecessary. We should remove them.
Please. Please, my lords and ladies. Please. I'm not asking for much here.
They begin to take a vote. So I need you to roll. This is not for the group of them. There are some of them that cannot be swayed, but for others, it's a possibility.
Okay.
A persuasion check, if you please.
From each of us?
No.
Just
No,
Bart or Todd?
Hell no, not at all.
No. You're not getting 4 chances. No, just one.
Okay. +9, don't fail me now.
Okay.
Hell yeah. Can I use my inspiration just to see?
Sure.
We do still start with one each session, right?
Yes.
Seems like a good time. Ooh, hell yeah, 25.
25 was the number you needed.
Woo!
There's a moment where it is 2-2. It is Lady Silverhand and one other member of the Masked Lords are agreeing to remove the taxes, and it's two of the others. And there's a longer than kind of expected pause before the other one says, "We should remove the taxes."
Yes! I bow extremely deeply and I say, thank you, my lords and ladies, thank you. You've made the right decision here.
Lady Silverhand kind of smiles to the group of you as she brings the gavel down. She says, "That concludes this meeting of the Masked Lords of Waterdeep. This judgment will be rendered immediately." And as she does, the one that was first the most aggressive steps off the podium and starts to approach you.
Alright.
He just stands in front of you. They just stand in front of you,
I
looking you like just straight on. And again, they're
mentally
wearing.
sorry, hold on. I mentally command Azure Edge to shine brighter the closer he gets.
He just
Sorry.
looks at you straight on and says, and you see the head kind of tilt down and look at the axe. He says, "I would take that as another threat against this council."
My lord, no threats were made here today. This was a plea. We are at your service.
He looks down at Mortimer. Then he looks over at
Scottish
Bartholomew.
Shrug.
And he looks over at Esvalet. And he turns around and he walks off. Again, all of these guys are dressed the exact same. They look the same. They sound the same. There's no way to identify who it is or what they're, anything about them. They're the
Right.
same height. They're the same weight. It's completely unidentifiable. And as soon as he goes and joins the others, it's like you don't even know which one of them it was anymore.
As he's walking away, I would say that the decision made today removed a threat to this council and the city at large.
So eventually they kind of leave the room, and Lady Silverhand kind of approaches you and says, "Well,
That was something, huh?
Welcome to Waterdeep High Politics."
I don't like it much, tell you what.
Never forget that guy's voice.
She just kind of grins.
Well, I once read in a book that in the heights, the paths are paved in daggers.
Hell yeah, dude. Nice. Amazing poll. How was the speech?
It was good. Very good.
I worked on that for a couple days.
Nice.
Cool. Well, mission accomplished. I clap my hands and
She's,
turn to the rest of the group, big smile on my face.
she says, "I would advise you, be careful though."
Yeah, I didn't make any friends here. I understand that.
Well, I'm sure you all have things that you need to attend to, so I'll leave you. But thank you for bringing this to the court. Thank you if I may be so bold as to speak for the people, I'm sure they're greatly appreciative.
Thank you, my lady, for being a reasonable face in a crowd of masks.
As I said, we just want what's right for the people of Waterdeep.
Of course. As do I.
If there's anything else we can help you accomplish in the future, please do not hesitate to ask.
I'll let you know. For now, I suppose you'll be off, so good hunting.
Yep. Back to the grind.
Alright. So, you'll have to forgive me for not having anything specifically prepared for like what they would say or what they would do
No, that
or
was
anything
great.
like that, but
That was totally fine, man. That worked very well.
Mm-hmm.
I have no complaints.
alright.
The fact that you having each lord personally secured in their beliefs and stuff is pretty fucking
Oh, the fun part is I know exactly who they all are.
Right, exactly. So yeah, you've got all that nailed down in the background, and that's more than I could ask. Cool. Well, suppose we should head back and call it a night, huh?
You go ahead and return to the tavern. I'm gonna go check in on my father.
Todd actually, like, he's turning and starting to walk away when you say that, and he kind of falters for a second. Alright. You be careful over there.
Something wrong, Todrin?
There certainly is something we need to discuss there, but now is not the time or place.
Would you like me to come to your rooms later?
Yeah, that sounds good.
If you guys wanted, you would have a decent amount of privacy in, say, a carriage or something. You could speak about that.
Todd doesn't want to pull the trigger on that quite yet.
Okay.
Yeah, you go say hey to the folks, and it's not going anywhere. It can wait.
All right. I will leave.
All right. So I'm gonna assume you guys get like Bart will get a carriage going one way, and you guys will get a carriage going a different way, or do you just want to take the same one and drop him off, or how do you want to handle it?
Separate sounds better. Bert likes to
Okay.
do his own thing.
Sure. So, as Esvalet, Mortimer, and Todrin head to Trollskull Manor for the night, Bartholomew, by now we're looking, it's say 8 o'clock at night. You head to Margaster Villa. Come up to the gates. Again, like always, they swing open for you automatically, where anyone else walking up, they wouldn't. Dogs in the house, in the yard, just kind of raise their heads, watch as you approach the door, and they go back to gnawing on a bone of some poor innocent fool.
Oh no.
I'm joking.
Some peasant.
I'm doing my part for the city.
So when you come in,
What the fuck? I just want to point out how strange German is. Like,
What?
Weiterverschleißbar is resealable.
that came out of nowhere.
Was it like
I have a
further the clothes bar?
Further the clothes bar.
I don't know.
I love those videos.
What videos?
Where they have three people, one speaking in like Dutch, one speaking in French, and then the third person in German, and it's always like hospital, hospital, Wunderschlagende.
Exactly.
It's true.
Airport, aeroporte, Flughafen.
Yes. Pen was insane. Pen has like 7 syllables. The word for pen, Jesus Christ.
Oh wow.
It was nuts.
So,
You have your Schlieferweissen Heimelhagel?
Yeah, exactly.
Wait, what?
What?
they don't have a shortened version of it? Goodness. Wow.
Pulls out a 2-foot-long pen.
So, you arrive at Margaster Villa. You come in. What do you want to do?
I want to find good old Malfear.
Okay. Malfear and your mother are currently sat in the dining room, having dinner. Malfear, when you come in, he says, "Ah, Bartholomew, good. Would you like to join us?"
Sure. I'll take a seat.
Well, what do we owe the pleasure?
Well, I have good news and bad news.
Kind of nods his head and he says, "Well, I suppose let's have the bad news first."
The bad news. Well, the bad news is there are still several orc hordes, apparently encircling the countryside around Waterdeep in an attempt to keep any from leaving. Also, the Uncommon and I may have ruffled some feathers in the Masked Lord's council.
See him kind of hesitate and say, "How so?"
Well, that's what the good news is. We've managed to have a meeting with the Masked Lords and Lady Silverhand herself, and a vote was called to remove the levy tax on the citizens of Waterdeep to persecute the war against the orcs.
I think there was 2, a
Also,
fire tax and a mercenary tax.
There was both, yes. Just for clarity's sake, I will say that they would have removed both of them tonight.
also, the Uncommon and I have managed to remove one of the orc hordes from their position to the northeast.
That's excellent news.
Indeed.
How'd you manage that?
Stealth. Stealth and lots of fire.
Sharks.
You see him when you say lots of fire, he just kind of nods his head, and there's a little bit of a smile. It's like, of course. Says, well, congratulations. Oh, by the way, Lady Silverhand would have given you guys 10,000 gold pieces reward for that. So if you want, I forgot. So go ahead and add 2,500 to each of your inventories.
Hell yeah.
My apologies.
I'm
That
walking on
just hit me.
sunshine like gold. I'm walking on sunshine.
Wow, 2,500. Hell yes, dude. We're rich again.
I'm richer.
Of course you are. I don't know what this paladin keeps spending all his money on.
I mean, it's really strange because you have the wizard who has spent thousands of gold on magic, and then you've got the paladin who's broke. Meanwhile, the wizard has nearly 7,000 gold pieces.
Because for
By the
some
way,
reason, the player Hind insists on donating resources to NPCs where there's
hey,
not really
that
any
gets
way.
you things. I promise you, it does.
Okay, all right.
When you do that, you are getting, what's the word I'm looking for? Relationship bonus, basically.
Right. Okay.
Which
You're
does
buying
help
favor.
you. Yeah, it does help you.
All right. I've noticed it's a habit of mine to be like, here's this large amount of money, amorphous NPC.
Hey, I do it all the time too. I think that it's a good way to do things. So
Yeah.
excuse me. I will also add just real quick because it crossed my mind and it did not come up earlier. Bart, when you were at Gabby's shop, Gabby would have told you she had a little special project for Todrin that is complete. that she wasn't willing to say what it was. That it was a special request, but so you guys could have talked about
Nice.
that, and so Hind
Nice.
Todrin
I'll
could
tell
pick
him
that
about it
up.
later because that right now I'm sitting here talking to Malfear, and in my mind I'm just like, oh yeah, Todrin. Dang
Right.
it.
So he says, "Well, that's all good news.
All good news? No.
Well, of course,
Yes. How much does Bart know his mother is privy to?
To what degree?
To our scheming to get either, well, preferably Malfear into a Masked Lord position.
Theoretically, she knows about the desire, not necessarily any specific plans.
Gotcha. Well, then I won't say anything else. I'll just enjoy dinner with my family.
Well, I'll put it this way, he doesn't keep things like that from her very often. So it's something you could talk about in front of her without having to worry about it. He wouldn't tell her that he had someone murdered, but
Right.
which again you don't know about that yet, but just as a reference point.
All right. Yeah,
Of
no,
course,
I won't bring
there's also
anything else up.
the possibility that it might not surprise her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Alright.
over dinner, though, she does ask, "Have you heard from your brother or sister recently? I know Pentheus is in Luskan, but your sister's supposed to be in Skullport, yes?
Correct.
It's been months, though. She hasn't."
It has, and I have making efforts to get several messages to her. Is there something you need?
No, I'm just with what's been going on down there.
Concerning, yes.
Well, it's been months since you came back, and she's still down there.
There was a lot left to do down there.
I suppose. So, I'll say that you have a pleasant meal with them, and is there anything else you want to talk to either of them about before you head back to Troll Skull Alley?
Nope.
All right. So eventually, good nights are exchanged. You head home. They go to bed. By now, we're probably looking at say 9 o'clock at night or so.
Alright, I'll just return to the tavern.
Okay. So, what about the rest of you? While he was having dinner with the folks, what are you guys up to? Drax, if I put a hole in the bottom of your boat for Mom being there, if there's anything you
No.
want to talk to him about in private, you
No,
can.
it was pretty much just trying to relay to him that
Okay.
I have now openly opposed several of the Open Lords.
Okay.
Not open, masked.
Masked. Yeah. Okay. Good to know.
Yeah.
So, anything anybody wants to accomplish before a long rest?
Depending on where Todrin is, eventually I will be returning, well, not returning, but going to his rooms.
Yeah, so I will take Eswale by the hand when we get back to the tavern, lead her up into my room, close the door, and I'm like, hey, so, I think I'm going to tell Bert about the thing.
Tonight?
Yeah, the thing that was specifically dealing with him and his family, uh, whether or not you want to reveal your part in it is up to you. I figured maybe you could be listening in from the bathroom in your disguise, and if a moment strikes where you feel the need to make yourself known, you could pop out. I don't know. That's just a random
You
thought I
do
had.
enjoy theatrics, don't you?
It's been a day, darling, let me tell you. I promise not to dump any ashes on the floor. It's up to you, but I have a feeling when I tell him he will be needing proof. And me saying that you told me without telling him who you are may not be enough.
All right. If you think that's for the best.
I don't know what's for the best, darling. I'm just making this up as I go. I know you can't tell looking at me. I give her a big old grin. A man deserves to know, and I'm tired of keeping secrets from my brother.
I agree. I think he knows. I think he needs to know too. And you see her.
As the audience cringes.
She leans in, gives you a peck on the cheek, and she holds her hands up like above her shoulders, and just kind of pushes them down over her body. And you watch as the outfit she's wearing magically changes into her Black Viper costume.
What? That's amazing. I'm like, oh, that is a neat trick.
Can she
He's a-
remove her clothes that way too?
Hell yes, she can.
So what she has is glamored studded leather armor. It's a
Glamour.
magic item that she can make it appear however she wants.
Amazing. That is the sexiest thing I've seen today.
She just grins. Thank you. So, Mortimer, where are you during all of this?
Probably just hanging out, having food,
All
praying
right.
at trees.
Thinking of
You guys want
trees.
to bring him up for this discussion too? I feel like it's probably best for everybody to be on the same page.
Yeah,
But it's entirely up to you. I shouldn't say anything.
I don't want to exclude Kai, but Mortimer is not someone I want there.
Mr. Yes, that did sound like a threat, actually.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry, Kai, but these are the sacrifices you
Okay.
make.
It sounded like
Wow.
a threat.
Yeah, but you don't say it. Damn.
So, where do you want to have this discussion? In the house somewhere, I'm sure.
In my room. I'm waiting for him to show
All
up.
right. Well, then she'll move into the next room. Bart. I'm assuming you were coming up to talk to him anyway.
Yeah, once I get in, I'll greet people that are in the common room. Maybe grab a tankard of water,
Mm-hmm.
because, alcohol dulls the mind.
No,
And
it
then-
doesn't.
No, not at all.
Not
Just
at
movement.
all. Enhances perception.
Enhances, makes useless. Yeah, same difference. Yeah, so I'll head up there
Okay.
and knock on Todrin's door.
Yeah.
Open the door, peek my head in.
I'm
Todrin, you wanted to talk?
I'm just standing there staring into the fireplace. Come on in, Bert.
Just standing there staring into the fire.
Yep.
Everything all right, Todrin?
No, brother, it's not. I need to come clean with you on a couple things here. The first level being that the information, that note that we found under my trunk.
One that the goblin wrote?
Again, I glare at the fire. I wrote the damn thing.
Oh. What? You
I
have
used my
beautiful
left
writing.
hand. It wasn't that bad.
Oh. And I actually blush a touch, and I'm just like, Well, I love you, so I think I should tell you it was that bad.
Well, you didn't recognize it as mine, so I suppose the point was moot. Yes, listen,
Wait a second. You wrote that?
Yeah, I wrote that. It
I-
was... Oh, go
I
ahead.
slowly develop a grimace? How do you know those things?
Right, so I produce a notebook and wave it around, and I'm like, this was given to me by one that should know those things. You know, the Black Viper that's been roaming around breaking into all the noble villas?
So my grimace turns into a questioning, upraised eyebrow. And why did the Black Viper give you a notebook with all that information?
Well, I don't know if you caught the interview that the little man that writes the tabloids published. What's his name?
Beetlebrook?
Bartlesby?
Something like that, yes.
Yeah.
Actually, Rudderbust.
That one.
Rudderbust!
Rudderbust!
Both of us are just like, Beetle, Ravel, Rudderbust, yes!
Yeah. Right, in that interview, the Viper stated that she had many secrets, and that if any of the nobles were to bring her down, she had many secrets, and many of the houses would go down with her. Those secrets, a lot of them, were given to me because turns out the Viper is more than just a petty thief and has, as you saw, become privy to a lot of horribly corrupt actions on the part of the nobles. Wanted to do something about it, but wasn't sure how, and as you saw today, we were kind of known for getting things done on a bigger scope. She figured
And
I would
when you
be
say that, I look away from you.
Oh shit.
Yes.
I don't even catch it because I'm still looking in the fire. Right, so that was my way of trying to help protect someone that I saw as a source of, I don't know, resources to do good, source of information at the least, by revealing it to you as the party myself.
You know who the Black Viper is, Todrin?
Yes, I do.
If I were to ask you, would you tell me?
It's not mine to share. I think you can understand that.
I do.
Just trust me when I say that they're more than the petty thief the nobility would make her out to be.
I don't believe that the Black Viper is a petty thief, but
Right.
I understand.
Yes. Could even go so far as to call her trustworthy. Now, level 3 of the information I need to give to you is
There's more.
the piece that I omitted from the reveal that I wrote. And I'll hand you
Before
the
you
notebook.
tell me,
Oh.
do you really think this is something I need to know?
I think it's something you deserve to know. I think it's...
Those aren't the same.
No, but listen, I can't make all of the decisions for everyone. I'm not perfect. as I said earlier, you've got better farsight than I do, and this one's just too much for me to just sit on. And I will hold out the notebook that was hers.
And I'll slowly take that book from you.
It's on page 3.
And I'm still like staring at you, just blank faced.
Yeah, I'm meeting your eyes now.
And my gaze slowly shifts down to this book. And then I look at the fire. I throw it in the fire.
No way! What are you doing?
I don't want to know, Todrin.
You don't want to know.
Do I need to know?
I think so.
Well, I sit down on his bed, and I just look at him. What is it?
I look mournfully at the notebook in the fire. Power
She made
move.
copies. She made copies.
Power move. Oh, I know. I'm not worried about that. It's just now I have to tell him. Damn it.
That was his goal.
Fuck. That was a power move. I love it. As soon as you said I look at the fire, I'm like, fuck. Right. Todd sighs and he looks at you. Your friend, the one that we found killed by the docks when all of this started, before we bought the tavern and all that.
My face turns to stone.
There is evidence that your father had him killed.
Excuse me, what?
Apparently, he was attempting to cover for secrets that you've been doing your best to undo. Secrets that he probably doesn't have the same priorities on as you do. And your friend paid the price for it.
I'm breathing significantly harder. You... What?
I really didn't want to see what this would do to you, brother, but that kind of evil, it's got to be answered for.
You... No. 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 No, Todrin, no.
Think about the
I don't
timing,
believe
Bert.
that. I don't believe that, Todrin.
You're a smart guy. Think about the timing. He learns about your family's secret, and then suddenly...
And he just leans forward and puts his hands on his face. This isn't happening.
I'm sorry. How can I help?
I don't know. I think I need to be alone, Todrin. And I just stand up and walk out of your room.
Yeah. I gently close the door behind him as he leaves. and then stagger over and sit back down on the bed. And let out a huge sigh.
Wow, I am too good at putting myself in that negative mind frame. Whew!
Yeah,
Don't cry.
Fuck, man. It about had me crying.
Nice. So you're just sitting there on your bed, just like, oh, that was hard. And then you just hear something slam upstairs above you.
Yep.
You just hear Bart.
I flinch at the loud noise too.
From the privy, you hear a push against the door, and you kind of hear just say Esblade's back kind of just slides down the door. She's just sitting against the other side of the door. She just says, "That could have gone better."
Could have gone worse.
True. The house didn't get burned down.
Yeah. No
Yet?
fireballs over
Yet.
That's exactly why Todd flinched at the loud sound. He's like, oh, okay. Flashbacks to the boat.
Oh, shit.
Ooh, baby. Yeah. Alright, well. Esvale, what do you say we go have a night on the town? I need to unwind.
Yeah, sure. She comes back in the room, dressed back the way she was before. She says, well, now what?
I don't know. Like I said, I can't be responsible for everything here.
He needed to know.
He did. Like I said, that kind of evil needs to be answered. I don't know how, but it's up to Bert, honestly. How he wants to handle it. I'll back him up.
She takes your hand and says, "Come with me, I know a place."
As we leave, I just mutter, I hope he knows
Doesn't
enough.
burn the house down.
I know he knows me well enough to approach me with any plan he comes up with, but
Yeah.
I suppose we'll have to wait and see.
So, Esvale leads you out. And you guys go back through the tavern, and trying to put on a smile that, she leads you out for a night on the town. Mortimer, where are you, say, 9:30, 10 o'clock at night?
Either in my room or down to the tavern getting a late night drink.
Okay. I'll say you guys pass Mortimer on your way out.
I clap him on the shoulder. How you holding up, Mort?
I fart in surprise.
Classic.
Sorry. Very, very good. How's everything with you?
It's been better, it's been worse. We did a lot of good today.
Yes, I've learned a lot about the power of a threat.
Right. Yes. You mean the one of the council on the peasants of the city, right?
I wink.
Uh-huh. Hey, listen. Earlier today I saw the kids were putting together costumes for Trolltide coming up. I bet they could use some druid imagery.
Oh, of course, yes. So we're
Todd
blocking
thinks Mort's a
all
druid.
of the we're blocking everything up, right? Basically just filling the streets with rocks, I guess, to prevent the trolls this year.
I don't think measures of that magnitude are quite necessary. I think,
But try the dagger pavement idea.
or we could just make costumes that are scary enough that the trolls won't bother coming.
Of course.
I
Yeah,
think that's
I
what the
think
kids are planning.
I've read about that. I read just like Bart does.
Right. I never doubt that of you.
I see. Costumes. Well, yes, I'll get right on that.
That would be excellent. Esvole and I are gonna go get drunk. Let's be honest.
We're gonna go. You know, fuck it. We're gonna go get drunk.
Yep, exactly.
So, meanwhile, so you hear another crash from upstairs.
Oh god. Something shatters.
Yeah, Bart's pretty distraught right now.
Poor guy.
So you two head out. Mortimer, you stay in the bar or whatever till you get ready to go up or whatever. Bart, what's going on?
Bart has turned over most of the furniture in his room by this point, and now he is sobbing silently on the floor in the fetal position.
Oh god. Oh man.
Yeah, that's hard for him to process.
Mortimer, at some point when you do come up the stairs to go to your room, you see the three kids standing on the stairs, kind of looking at his door.
Big fucking
You
eyes.
should always read.
What'd you say, Guy?
You should always read.
So, we'll say that Todrin, you and Esvele go to probably just go bar hopping for the rest of the night.
Yeah, absolutely.
Everyone gets a long rest. Eventually, you will come back to the tavern and have your rest, but
Okay. Have our cake and eat it too.
so I will say that do you guys feel like a late start is fine for, say, 9 o'clock or 10,
Yeah.
considering how long you guys are out?
Yeah.
So, next morning, Bart, you awaken in the floor. Mortimer, you awaken in your room in the bed. Todrin, you and Esvele probably together in the bed. What do you guys want to do?
Stagger downstairs for a breakfast.
I just lie there on the floor.
When I get to halfway down the stairs and I look through to the tavern and I don't see Bert, I'm gonna pat Esvele on the small of her back and say, "How about you go on down and get started? I'm gonna check on the man himself."
Sure.
I'll go back and knock on his door.
No response.
Bert, buddy. Listen, I'm gonna open this door in about 30 seconds, so prepare
So
yourself.
when you say that, the door just opens, and it's dark in my room.
Oh shit! Oh god!
Do you dare take a step?
Right? Ominous skittering and whispers in the background. Bert, I kind of like that scary movie moment where you kind of lean into the dark room and look around.
So
He's on
you
the
can
ceiling.
see. Nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes.
What am I, Doig?
That's exactly what I was thinking. Oh man, it's exactly what I was thinking.
So you can see into my room, and oh man, I just peeled off a scab and I'm bleeding like crazy.
Oh shit.
Holy
Shit.
crap.
Don't do that.
I didn't. It was a tiny scab. I shouldn't be bleeding this much. So you peek in and you just see the destruction in my room.
Man. I just come in and I tap Asvale, or Asvale. I did that last night. I tap Azure Edge.
Wow. That's inappropriate.
And just put Azure Edge to a dim glow so we can kind of see. And I just kind of sit down on the ground next to Bert and cross my legs, put my hands on my knees. So what are we gonna do?
I don't know. I thought I could trust him, Todrin.
Why? Honestly, why?
We've had a lot of discussions. Ooh. Excuse me. We've had a lot of discussions about bettering the family, turning a new leaf, making things better.
Right.
I want to improve Waterdeep, Todrin.
I know, brother.
I wanted to put him on the Masked Lords Council.
I shudder visibly. Oh no. Oh God, Bart, lady bless us. I'm really glad I told you. I'm sorry for what it's doing to you, but if there's anything I've learned about Malfear over the years, it's that words are easy for him, but he does not want the same thing that you and I do.
Yes. I've always known that, but...
Right, of course, I mean...
Murder Prudence?
Yeah. He did not deserve that.
I mean, Prudence was a close second to you, so...
Right. Yeah, I would have known him fairly well, too, all things considered.
Do I want vengeance? What do I do now?
You hear Azure Edge chime in, just quietly and stoically. She says, "Not vengeance, justice."
I kind of nod. This is a tough one, but yeah, that's what I would call it too.
How much justice can I really have, Todrin? That's my father.
As much as can be taken.
Bartholomew, again, this is coming from Azure Edge. Your father has committed a crime not only against the city of Waterdeep, but against your house. He must be held responsible for his actions.
I pat
Does
you on
that
the
mean
shoulder.
for my family?
Oh, sorry, what?
What does that mean for my family?
That they need a new direction. I'll pat you on the shoulder, nodding along with Azure Edge. I'm with her on this one, man, and I'm with you every step of the way. He's gotta be removed.
Bart just looks at you and he looks awful.
Yeah, I mean, fuck. Poor
Because
fucking Bert.
you and Azarej were just like, justice, and Bart was like, oh yeah, fucking justice.
Yup. We gotta isolate him and solve this problem.
Bartholomew. Well, he just kind of stands up, and his cloak is all wrinkled, and his hair's all messed up. His eyes are red, and he's just like, "Oh, what are we doing today?"
Well, first, We're getting some breakfast.
Alright.
We'll take it one step
He
at a
just-
time.
Starts walking towards the door.
I stand up slowly behind him, and I look around the room, and I think to Azure Edge, holy hells. The man can do some damage, but nothing's on fire, so...
Not yet. She says.
Exactly. I kind of shake
This
my
is the
head.
second time that's been said. What's the
Yes.
play? What's play?
Exactly. I walk out behind
And
him
you
and close
guys
the
thought
door.
that the field ward was bad.
Oh god.
Oh no! All right.
Ashes are
So
the theme of the day.
So you guys head down. You go get breakfast. Floon and the halflings will fix anything you want for breakfast. I'll say for you're between kind of like the breakfast crowd and the lunch crowd. So at this point, it's most of the tavern. There's a couple of people, but it's not too bad. So you guys are able to come down and have a meal with a degree of privacy. I'll say.
Alright. So you follow me downstairs and I sit down and I pull out my jug and I'm just drinking from it.
What is he drinking?
Are you gonna go check?
Yeah, definitely. I like pass behind
It
you
smells
to see what it
of
is.
strong wine.
Oh god. Oh no. Okay. Noted.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Indeed.
So, how much are you drinking?
I'm gonna finish the jug. That's a gallon of wine.
Oh my god.
God.
Oh shit.
Roll me a Constitution check with disadvantage.
Just once.
That's
Wow.
oddly fitting.
No way.
That is oddly
Hey.
fitting.
Holy shit.
You guys sit there and watch as before noon, Bart gets fucking wasted. Like it's not even pretty. It's
Well, I
sad.
look disheveled and I'm fucking drunk. It's sad.
Oh my
So
god.
I'm going to apply for the time being at least the poison condition, which is basically the same equivalent as drunk. So it has basically the same effects.
Wow. Did you guys
It's
feel
just-
the fates touch us all on the shoulder there?
It felt
Fucking
appropriate,
two
didn't it?
ones.
Jesus Christ. Something else, man.
I'm gonna share that with someone.
Wow. Okay.
So what is the agenda for today?
I don't know. I don't know anymore. Shit. Well, folks, we can.
I say, we go kill all of the orcs.
Right.
All of them.
Okay.
He's just pointing his finger at you.
All of 'em.
Every single whiz orc.
Oh shit. Those hiccups are course correction. Right. Yeah. Yes. So, would we know where to go? Because we are Forest Grey, right? And they would probably have orders for us as Forest Grey. Would we
So-
just go to the palace to see what those are?
Typically speaking, Force Grey acts on their own. They pursue their own things, and it's more a matter of if something comes up that needs their immediate attention, they will receive orders through a sending spell typically.
Oh, okay.
They don't often go looking for orders.
Right.
But you guys The most immediate things you guys would know about would be you've told Dagna that you'll come see her and Xander, and you know about Larissa Art is in Red Larch.
Right, Todd
Aside
will
from
bring
that,
that up.
it's entirely up to you guys what you want to do.
Listen, Bert, how about we head over to Stone Shaft Hold and visit your friend over
When
there.
you say that, he just slowly turns to you. It's Thornhold, Todrin.
Right.
Thornhold.
What's your friend's name that lives over there?
And he's like visibly shaking. He's just like,
Oh, God. Yeah, I think it'd be good to give them a visit. And,
You hear from the bar, you hear, Kelso, get me the bucket.
oh, God. Oh, wow. As we pass by the bar, I'll mutter to Floon, would you mind, helping Bert out with his room? He kinda made a mess.
Time to cycle the perpetual fish stew.
He says, yeah, sure, we can help out
when
with
you while you're talking to Floon, you just hear Bart, kill all the dwarves.
Whoa! Oh, God.
that. There's this one dwarf in the corner that's just quietly sipping his drink, and he just kind of like goes really quiet and kind of sinks down in his chair a little.
I make eye contact with Mort. I'm like, we should probably get him out of the city.
Slam my thing down. Well, if Bart says to.
Well, hold on now. Mort, help me get him out of the city as soon as possible, please. Oh, God. Kill all the dwarves. Orcs,
So-
wizards.
How do you guys want to get out of the city as quickly as possible?
Malfeasance!
Eat them.
Bundle him into a carriage and head north to the... Oh, God, to the
Put him in
Airy?
a troll costume.
Oh God, you're gonna put him on a griffin.
I know, I just had that thought. I'm like, hold on a second. I guess we could tie him down or something.
Yeah, I'll say you guys get across town, and you
He's gonna blow up his griffin.
Danica is the halfling that had the bucket, and she's like, "Do you want to take the bucket with you?"
Wait, why? Oh, it's empty. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yes, please.
Get this over the city.
Why do I need a bucket of puke, Danica?
Well, the point was for him to throw up into.
I know.
Throws his alchemy jug across the room. That fucking thing isn't working.
More wine!
Floon!
Yep.
Floon, beer!
Floon kind of looks from Bart and then to you guys, and he's like, I don't know if I should actually.
You know where the safest place?
Bart is snoring on the table.
Oh, shit. Yeah, he would have to be. Jesus.
So, I will say I believe a lesser restoration spell will sober him up, so to speak, enough to fly. But whether or not that'll stick, he's angry, and rightfully so. And
Right.
if you wanted to do that, you could, but Anna's not gonna let him fly like this.
Right. We can save Mort's spell slots if we want to, because 5 points of lay on hands cures poisons, I think.
Okay,
Or is it just
sure.
diseases? I need to double check that.
I didn't know that. That's cool.
Cure the target of one disease or neutralize one poison affecting it.
Yeah, you can do that.
Save you a spell slot, Mort. Unless you
Nice.
want to take care of him. Don't want to take that from you.
So,
No,
to
no, but
to get us moving along, I'll just say you guys, you do the lay on hands in the carriage. You guys get across town. You get up to the Eyrie, and Divine Sense doesn't detect anything.
Oh, yeah, I don't know why it used that.
That's fine. You guys get your griffins. Pretty easy. You know, there's no problem with that. With him sober, at least.
I may be sober, but I look
Terrible.
very bad. My eyes are bloodshot, my hair's all fucked up, my clothes
Yeah.
are wrinkled. And someone says anything to me, I'm just like, meh.
So, anyway, you get on the griffins. You take flight over the city. And in that moment, you realize that the flight path will go right over Margaster Villa. Like, the way you guys are up and out of town. And so there's a moment where you can look
I don't
down
want
and
to burn
see...
the villa down.
No, I'm not.
I
not
live
suggesting
there.
you-
I
I'm
just
not
want to
s-
kill Malthier.
Yeah, I'm not suggesting you do or anything. I'm just saying. So before anything else, did you guys want to report it to the authorities, or do you want to just keep it to yourselves for now, or come back to it, or what?
It's not ready for that.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, I am having trouble making any decisions on that front too. So
All right.
yeah.
So are you guys are headed north towards Thornhold then?
Yeah.
All right. So I'll just say, like I said, there's a moment where you can look down and see the villa, and it's just can't help but think about that. You know, he's down there right now. And I will say that.
Fat and happy bastard.
So you can't get all the way to Thornhold in one trip. So you will be spending the night somewhere.
Alright.
But give me one moment here to get all this adjusted. So,
Before I forget, can I bring up the thing that who was it that shared that Creed posted in the D&D enthusiasm about?
rumors?
Yes. Can we do that for next time?
I
I
mean,
love that shit.
I feel like that's kind of a campaign start thing, not necessarily a campaign in the middle of
that's
thing.
fair. I want to play more
it-
of those games where we get to know the characters better.
But sure, yeah, I get that. Yeah, totally.
I mean, there's a negative rumor about Bart. His family worships devils.
Well, yes, that's very true. Yes.
I'll tell you
Which
what.
we found out was in fact true.
As far as any kind of games like that, if you at any time, if you guys want to do a drinking game with the group or whatever, please do. I'm all for it.
Oh,
anytime.
Bart is all for drinking games right now.
Oh
All right.
no.
So, as you guys are well aware, and as you will see when you get there, there are landslides all along the high road, as you can see from the air. And it's not just one. You can see one, and then there's another, and then there's another. From the air, it's very obvious this was intentional. But I will say, where do you want to stop for the night as you're in the region of the mountains?
I'm sorry, what is this map of? The coastline between Waterdeep and Thornhold?
Yeah, it's the high road between the Sword Mountains and the Sea of Swords. So, like, it's basically anywhere along this road here.
Okay. I don't know, man. Anywhere really. Looks like
Okay.
a flat open space to rest.
So, up in the mountains, there's not a whole lot of that, but
Oh
you know, you can find places where the griffins can land, and you can camp out for the night.
What is that? Oh shit! Thank you.
You're welcome.
Alex just brought me dinner.
Lucky bastard.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, I will say Mount Sar and the peak of Mount Sar, where you, Todrin, were alone once and helping the refugees or the escaped prisoners from
Did you say
the Black Skull tribe.
Right, rescued Azurich.
Yeah, there is. You can see that, and there's a peak there that's kind of flat and everything. That at one time held a portal that went back to Blackstaff Tower, but is currently inactive for obvious reasons. And it was one of those things where it's like nobody could just come and go as they pleased. They had to have permission.
Oh,
So-
you know what? If this is the area we're in, I would like to stop at that one giant's cave that lived up here that worked with the Lord's Alliance, I think he worked with?
He was actually a member of Force Grey.
Force Grey, okay. Yeah, we'll stop at his cave. I think we saw him somewhere else. I don't know if he'll be there still.
So
but-
Harshnag was the giant in question. He is currently not there because
Right.
he's working with the Lord's Alliance and fighting the orcs. But you
Right.
do find his cave, and it's trashed, and it's not hard to tell that it's orcs that had been here and raided it after he left.
Even better. I'll spend some time kind of tidying it up a bit for him.
Okay. So, roll me a d20, Bart, if you would. Okay. So by this point, you're getting, you got a late start anyway. You've flown most of the day. By this point, it's getting late in the day. You're looking at, say, 7 o'clock at night. Sun's starting to go down. What evidence you do find of orcs is rather old. You don't find anything immediate, but you do know that the Black Skull tribe's lair that you were in at that time is not very far away from here.
Right.
Just as a note, if that's something you are concerned about or have any interest in checking out or anything.
Not me, personally. Not yet.
Well, in that case, does anybody want?
Bart aware?
That's between you and him.
I don't bring it up, no. I tell them about Harshnag, who lived here, and how crazy all that was. And tidy the place up, and then just settle in for a rest.
Do you guys want to keep watch for the night?
Definitely. Oh wait, we got his, if Bart does it, is feeling up to it, his Ooga Booga.
The dome,
Yeah, the dome.
Temple? No temple, jeez. Hut?
Yes.
tiny hut, yeah.
Yeah, if you ask him, he'll do it.
Yeah, please, Bart. That would be excellent.
And he just does it.
Yeah, and there's no. What's the word I'm looking for? It's not hard to hide. Basically, it's pretty easy to find a spot that's kind of out of the way and, stone gray with the rest of the cave and all. As far as if you do want to keep watch, who's on first watch? Who's on second watch?
Who's on first? What's on second? I don't know who's on third. I'll take first.
I'll go last.
Okay.
Ooh.
For the record, before we get too far out, is Esvalade with you guys?
Yes, unless she
Okay.
specifically says she needs to go somewhere else. I
No, she's with you.
invite
If you
her
want
warmly.
to. Okay. So. All right. The evening passes uneventfully. Nothing terribly unusual happens throughout the night.
When I wake Esvalade for her shift, I lay down, put my head in her lap, and I'm oriented to watch Bert until I fall asleep as well. Is he sleeping okay? How does he look?
He's sleeping fitfully, but he is sleeping.
He's sleeping. All right. At least there's that.
So you've got one more stop between now and to get to Thornhold. I will assume you guys want to get up pretty early-ish and start your next leg of the ride.
Yeah.
What are we, about halfway?
Not quite. It's more than a third, but not quite half. It's one of those things where it's like getting. It's like 2.25 day ride to get there. Like, anything anybody wants to say or do before take flight on the Griffins?
Negative.
Yeah. So before we take flight, Bart just walks over to Todrin and he's just like, "Thank you for telling me that."
Do you mean it?
Yeah.
Right.
I didn't want to know, but I probably needed to.
I think so too, brother. It's the last thing I would have wished for you or for Prudence, but yeah, you deserve to know.
And I apologize for my behavior.
Don't. You are the last person here that needs to apologize. I got you, brother.
Well, I vaguely remember saying that we should kill all dwarves, so...
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I tried to get you out of there as quick as I could. I ain't a
He
dwarf, though. I ain't bothered.
He just kind of chuckles to himself and he goes, "I'm dealing with a lot, so I appreciate your help."
Understatement. Of course, brother. Of course.
It's super difficult for Bart because he's got to be very circumspect about stuff.
Yeah, yes.
And he's apologizing right now because he's realizing I was so drunk I could have said things that I worked really hard to hide.
Oh, God! Right. I didn't put that together when you said dwarves. I was thinking of Stone Shaft, not of what happened in Undermountain, which I guess is also Stone Shaft.
Yeah.
I didn't even think of that. Oh, God.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God. That was so close to the line.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I was almost like, should he just be like, "I killed them all"?
Oh, God. I wouldn't have known what to do if you threw that in my lap. Oh, my God. Whew.
So, you guys mount the Griffins and you take to the air for the next ride.
Hell yeah. This is some music.
Mortimer, if you would, roll me a d20. Hang on. Let me get this all straightened out. So you guys are getting probably about in the, say, second third of your trip here. You have to take short breaks for the Griffins to rest their wings between flights, and you're getting ready for the last leg of it. And you take to the air for this, probably the second time for the day. And I need everyone to roll a perception check.
Nice. Oh. We got all our bases covered.
Nice.
So it's starting to get into that, it's not quite time for the sun to start going down, but it's not quite sunset, but it's late in the day, right? And as you guys are taking to the skies, Bartholomew, you see it first. Todrin, not long after that, you see them also. There are 3 bogies straight ahead. They're headed straight for you guys.
Bogies!
3 manticores with riders, and they're on an intercept course for you guys.
Hell yeah.
And that's where we're going to call it.
Oh, shit!
Start that next session.
Woo, what a roller coaster. Oh my god.
Wow.
Awesome.
That was quite the session.
Yes, it was. God, I love our roleplay. So much fun, man.
That was great.
Wow.
I don't even know where to begin. When we ended our last session, at the end of it, I grabbed those ashes and was like, I need to do something with this power play we just made. And yeah, throughout the week I had been formulating a plan to try to do what we did. I didn't really expect it to work. I'm glad it did.
Wow.
I should mention, this is actually Trolltide, the day of, so...
Oh, okay. Yeah, sucks we'll miss that, but...
I mean, it's Halloween. We've done it before.
Yeah.
You said it's late in the day, depending on how long we stay at Stone Shaft Hold.
Well, you guys won't be getting there till the 2nd. Today's Kythorn 1st, and this is
Oh, okay.
one more day to get there.
Gotcha. So it's a 3-day trip?
2 1/4.
Okay. So we won't be back in time for Trolltide no matter what we do.
No, probably not.
Good job, Bart. Man, gotta get all drunk.
Gotta get him out of the city before he murders more dwarves. When you were like, kill all the dwarves, I was like, oh, fuck, and we're taking him to Stone Shaft. That's what he needs, his nose rubbed in that.
That's where, yeah, when you said that, I was like, yeah, let's take him to the dwarf hold that he has issues with.
In Todd's mind, it sort of makes a roundabout kind of sense. Like, you've been clearly making efforts to make friends with this woman, and it's your magical passion you have in common that you can trade with, and maybe it'll remind you of the difference between you and Malfear that, you know...
Well, that makes a lot of sense, actually.
Yeah, Bert wants to, preserve these people and make something better of it, so maybe this will remind him of the difference.
That's a good call.
I hope so. I hope so.
It's a good call because right now Bart is like on this knife's edge of, do I forsake everything I've been doing and just kill my father? Or do I stay on this path and try to make things right even with him?
Yeah, and that's tough because Hind is like, let's go fucking kill Malfear.
So I'll say something about that. If you guys walk up to to Margazer Mansion, walk in and just kill Malfear, you guys are going to jail.
Right.
Right.
If I hate to say correct course, and I don't want to tell you guys what to do, but probably the expected thing would be
railroading.
Take it to the authorities. But it's
Right.
entirely up
would
to you guys.
know, I mean,
Yeah, it's entirely up to you guys how you handle it.
Right.
yeah.
Yes.
Or Bart can go and study with Halaster and find a way to send Malfear to another dimension permanently.
Also true.
Handy. Oh, man.
That was wild.
That was super fun.
Fuck yeah.
super fun and emotional.
Right?
Yeah.
As just like last week, I'm sitting here just trying to simmer down.
I was here like, okay, how are we gonna handle Esvele coming into the room? And then it's like the shit hits the fan, and it's like she's just standing there on the other side of the door listening, and like, oh, I shouldn't go in there.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if there would be a moment. It was totally fine that there wasn't a moment.
I gave thought to it.
Covering your bases.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, when you said this can't be true, I realized, no, Bert knows enough. He doesn't need proof. He just needed a direction.
Yep.
And on some level, he probably already knew it. And this was just the horrible confirmation that he needed.
Well, and it's probably safe to assume that Prudence isn't the only one.
Mhm.
Yeah. Once you know about that, it's like, what else has he done? You know.
Right. And Bart's definitely thinking back to 3 sessions or so ago when he specifically confronted Malfear and was like, I just found all these secrets. Is there anything you would like to tell me? And he was like, nope, everything's fine. We're good here. How are you?
I will never forget when you guys very first time you guys met Malfear, when it was all said and done and he left, someone said, "That's the main bad guy for the campaign," and I was just sitting here like, I'm not gonna say anything.
That's probably our big bad.
Which he's not, but still.
I mean, his name is Malfear. Jesus Christ.
True.
Well, at least he's not malnutritioned.
At
He
the
might
risk
he
of
might be in
repeating a
prison.
joke. I'm sorry. Yeah. At the risk
What?
of repeating a joke, malfeasance may end up in prison, malpractice very soon. Jesus.
He's an interesting character. And I say this about all of them. I think they're all interesting characters, but he's definitely one that it's like every time you guys talk to him, it's like, he's friendly to you, but he's not a good guy, you know?
Mhm.
Huh.
Yeah.
Sounds like someone I know.
Now I'm
What?
curious who you're thinking about.
Bert.
Oh,
Oh.
I mean, I hate to say it, but like father, like son.
Yeah, I mean, Bert.
Yeah.
I have to remind myself occasionally. Bert is neutral evil. Like,
I
Well,
think
Jesus.
I'm neutral now because
he's
of my
he's.
efforts.
Oh, are you?
I think we've got him set at lawful neutral right now because
No,
he
true
has
neutral.
true
True
neutral
neutral.
because he has made efforts
Okay, I didn't catch that.
to
But for a long time I was.
yeah. There was a while there.
So,
Right. Man, good shit. Good shit.
wow. Wow, Devrins. Wow.
Right? So in the interest of the games we were talking about earlier, how about everyone tries to come up with something that nobody knows about their character? Just
As in, players don't know about their character?
like I would tell
Sucks.
you guys something that
Stop.
nobody knows about Todd and yeah and so on. Yeah, this would be an out of character experience.
Okay.
Yeah, like I would say Todd was a Boy Scout or something, something like that. Just a little detail to get to know people better. Especially Mort, who we know basically nothing about. That would be really cool to have a little tidbit on him.
Hmm.
Can do.
Awesome. Cool. Alright, guys, so I'm going to go take a shower, get ready so we can head over to the Zotos. Did you land on a decision? If I were to get apple whiskey and sweet and sour mix, would that be enough for you?
Yeah, let's just do sours.
Whiskey sours, hell yeah,
After
buddy.
getting that drunk,
Cool.
you're gonna get even more drunk.
Yep.
We're gonna
It's
go
happening.
kill some dwarves. You'll find Heinz a little more down than Todd was.
Nice.
Just don't burn the place down.
Yeah. Yeah. Flying over Margaster Villa, Bart's just reminding himself, I'm not mad at the family, I'm mad at the father. I'm not mad at the family, I'm mad at the father.
That house does look mighty flammable, though.
It really does. Maybe they got a demon in a shed out back you can unchain.
Hey, knowing Malfear, it's a possibility.
Right? You gotta at least check. You never know.
Shit. So, yeah, I don't know how much I'm gonna drink, but it will definitely be more than 2 or 3 glasses. So,
Oh shit.
if you need to get extra stuff, yeah, I'll probably stay at Dylan's tonight.
Awesome. Hell yeah,
Yeah,
man.
we'll get drunk. I didn't drink at all last time.
Right. Yeah,
Gotta
you
make
weren't really
up.
feeling up to it.
I was tired. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm tired today, but not as bad.
Mhm.
Wicked.
I
Okay.
stayed up way too late.
Don't forget your magic stuff.
Yep, magic and cheesecake.
Yeah, buddy. Wicked. Okay.
Cool.
I will see you
Sounds
there.
like a great night. You guys have fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
We are in
Thanks,
for a
man.
long one.
I hope you have a good night too. You as well, Kai.
Yeah.
All right,
I'll
well-
drink 2 Sprites.
Oh, okay.
Excellent.
Sprite and
All right.
Coke. Oh,
I
that
do actually
sounded
have
awful.
Coke. Or not,
Well,
yeah. So they got me Coke instead of Diet Coke, and no one in the house can really drink it. So if you guys want some Coke, let me know.
Oh man. Okay.
I have a husband who's really down for Coke. Oh, wait, we're talking about the
Wait.
soda. Never
Right.
mind.
Yeah. Okay. Whoops. I don't
Also,
think
yes, I
either
suppose.
of those substances go well in the mail.
It's funny. I used to. So if you get Coke from Mexico, yeah,
Uh-huh.
Oh,
it's
sure.
got sugar in it rather than corn syrup, right?
Really?
And so I would, yeah,
Yeah,
you can
definite
get
difference.
real sugar, and there's a noticeable difference. And so I would send texts to my mom, "Hey, would you pick up a 6-pack of Mexican Coke? Pick up some Mexican Coke for me." It's like if the police ever go through your phone,
Right.
we're
I
gonna have a
was like,
problem.
then your mom
Oh,
calls
shit.
you 2 hours later. So you got me arrested.
Stopped by that house down the street for your Mexican Coke.
Yes.
I'm in jail now.
It's not. It's probably hard to find right now, I imagine, but there was a few places that were selling it around here. Like you had to go
So
look
you-
for it. It wasn't hard. It wasn't easy to find, but it wasn't like it was impossible either.
I'm no longer
You
certain
had to
which
have
one
it
we're talking
imported.
about.
The legal substance? Come on,
Yes,
Heinz.
the legal one.
Okay, just making sure. Same
No.
page.
I have never had any kind of cocaine. I
Well,
promise you.
All you said was it was easy to get, not that you had it.
More
Well,
of a
I haven't
collector.
either, and that will stay that way my entire life. So
Same here. Same here.
Caitlin, do you have a collection of small, zippy Ziploc bags on your desk?
just waiting for the day.
You don't need to partake in order to distribute, and if it's that easy to get, that's all I'm saying.
He's like, all I need is my Tommy gun.
Nah. Alright, guys, thanks for playing. That was a good game.
friend.
I
All right.
am
you-
out of here.
Yeah. Have a good night,
All
guys.
right. Good night.
Bye.
Bye.
Where's my mouse? There it is.